And we are now recording. Everybody say hi to Tilly!
Oh my god,
Hi,
Tilly!
Also, Junkie. We haven't
also
forgotten about you,
Junkie.
Junkie.
I was about to say one more for Junkie. Everybody say hi to Junkie. Our
Hi,
2 subscribers.
Junkie and Tilly. Hi, my friends.
I'm sure you all have been waiting for this moment. I haven't. It's been 3 months.
Actually, it's been 4.
Yeah.
Has it really been 4?
Yeah, according to
Yeah.
the YouTube channel. The
Oh
last
my
one was
fucking god!
uploaded 4 months ago.
Wow.
It
To be
was
fair, we got through a lot. In
July 11th, so almost exactly.
Dear Lordy Lou, sorry that I fucking kicked y'all to the curb for 4 months.
It's okay, you were playing Papa's Freezeriza.
That and apparently Ace Attorney at the same time.
Yeah.
And then on the side, whatever the fuck else I was doing during October.
Everything.
Yeah. But we are here again. Let me click through a few things. I have quite a few on my screen, and quite a few other stuff that I got. Let's see. Everybody in their character shots?
Yeah.
Also get into the Roll20 Veggie. Veggie is gone. I ate her. I killed her.
I know, you put me in the vents and then I died there. I forgot to press launch game. Let me get my character sheet. Meow.
Meow.
You know, like meow.
Like meow.
Like meow.
Alright. Well, that works out. I'm gonna make
Hacker
sure
voice, we're in.
you are in. Are you in your character sheet as well?
Yeah.
Hacker voice, we're almost in.
Almost in. That's true. Okay, so we have that. Okay. Is your max HP literally only 25, Veggie? I forgot you were
Delicate.
super squishy.
Womp 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 womp.
Yeah, because I'm
To be
looking
Dead.
at Blair's and Darian's. Darian I get because I think.
Yeah, no, you literally made me a tank just because of how my entire character works.
Yeah, because you
To be
take
fair.
so much damage.
By my own hand more than anything else.
Yeah, by your own hand. But I look at it and go, damn. Oh damn. Damn!
He's built solid.
So.
This twink is durable.
Whether he likes it or not.
He doesn't like it.
Yeah, too bad. Too bad. Dumb lame. Let me pull something else up. Sorry, I got like a million things that I have
Like most
open.
things in his life. He doesn't like it. Too bad.
Too bad. Too fucking bad. Let me look at something real quick. Power toys are good. That's good. Recording's good. Alright. I think we should be good to go then.
And the cat is asleep, so we should have a few minutes of peace.
Literally like 30 minutes tops.
Oh god, yeah.
And then she's back at it again. But we should be fine. We should be
Yeah.
fine.
We'll be alright.
Let's see. Sorry, I'm gonna... Oh, y'all want to know how many pages I ended up having? For
Please.
just
Yeah.
this session? 18.
My god.
Nice.
So I was 2 off from 20. But I wouldn't be surprised if I added more. Alright. Let me change the music.
What?
Yeah, this one's better. We got that again. Alright. Alright, and let's start. Once upon a time, the perfect heroine, the wise sage, and the false princess were attending a prestigious human university. Walled off from the rest of the world, they had been chosen as the best of the best, the talented amongst the talented. While the name of the university itself is a little unknown, most and all have come to know it as Rose University, a place of higher education where mortals of all races blossom. When our heroes find themselves in trouble after a festive school day of illusions, fire, and dramatic claims of love, they all find out that they will be helping the school on various tasks to make up for their unfortunate mistakes. Their first task had been to help with the Animal Pact Magic test, with the help of familiar faces like Annette, a friend of the determined princess, a friend along with Aster, a kind Yuan-Ti girl who works in the library, and a talented Kenku collier who manages the messenger pigeons of the university. However, things don't go as planned. Annette, after figuring out the determined princess was not who she said she was, moves back to her countryside residence. And as for the Kenku common girl, sadly, she had given into something dangerous, and our three heroes were faced with a difficult situation. In the end, they had made the decision they believed was right, saving the wise sage's brother in the process. Despite all of this, the Animal Pact Magic test went off without a hitch, with the heroine's fiancé coming in at the last moment to demonstrate his power and skill in order to impress his love. This is not all for punishment, however. After completing their tasks, the three had been informed that their efforts are now needed at the theater, as the drama class had found several complications, especially while they were so close to their production's debut. All three lead actors had gone mysteriously missing, and now our heroes find themselves as the understudies. Now, the lights dim, the curtain rises, and our heroes get in their spots. We all expect them to play their role well. So, we are now all together once more. Just to see who starts with what, why don't we get a general initiative roll from all of y'all so I can get like a social initiative? And we can see where we're going. So everyone just give me a general D20 roll. Alright.
I forgot to roll.
13, alright. Veggie?
I got the 13, yeah.
Oh, you got the... Wait, who am I missing then? Oh,
Me.
Maddie forgot how to roll.
Maddie forgot how to roll. There's the dice icon on the right.
Is it just a D20? Like a flat
Yeah,
D20?
Just a flat D20 right now. I just
Oh,
want
okay.
to know where we want to start. Okay, Blair. Alright, you got quite a bit of stuff that you wanted to do, if I remember.
Yeah.
So, while we do that, let me turn down the music a little bit. So, from what I remember, let me go to the Blair section of my notes. Alright, so, for you, Blair, a week has about passed from the disappearance of Martha, and you guys had been informed about the theater. Lazar was this drow know-it-all fucking actually guy that you guys know of, and actually Tilly had been kind enough to draw him, so let me remind you what he looks like.
Yay.
Or not remind you, this is actually his first thing.
His debut.
His debut. And I should have done this before, but we have the characters tab here. So Lazar is very appropriately actually in. So there he is. So Lazar here is both the scriptwriter and kind of director of the play. When you guys tried to pry him for information about what kind of play, he was just like very adamant about the fact that the play that he has is going to be revolutionary. It is going to be the best of the best, nothing you have ever seen before, and he is absolutely certain it will knock your socks off. What is it? He still won't say. He still won't say, but he wants you all in weeks' time to meet him here in the theater for y'all's briefing and like meeting the rest of the cast, etc., as they begin to set up and get ready for the play. You, Blair, you have weeks' time just like everybody else, and during this kind of week, let's say it's around like a Thursday, Friday kind of area, so you're hitting the weekend. What would you say that Blair as Phoebe has been doing?
So are we talking about what she was doing during the weekdays, or now over the weekend what she's doing?
Weekdays, yeah.
Okay, Slay.
What has she been doing up to this point?
So this would be after the little pet, like ceremony thing, the little,
Yes.
like the little familiar thing.
Yeah, that's already
Okay.
passed.
Cool. So what she's probably doing is, trying to continue her tweaker crazy investigation of finding out and figuring out what the hell is going on on the school. I think I told you that her main objective is to like try and understand where things are geographically, and trying to sort of like figure out the best places to look for information.
So that being said, I won't lie, you haven't had a lot of efforts on that, but give me a general, let's go for a general intelligence roll. So your intelligence is a +1, and remember it's plus level, which is +4, plus intelligence +1, which makes it a +5, and
Wow.
you have literacy, but only advantages in English and creative writing, so I will not count that sadly. I'm trying to look at your skills and remember what you got. Yeah. So just give me an intelligence roll with a +5.
If I'm working alone, do I get advantage?
Oh yeah, you do have the I'll give you proficiency.
What does that do?
Your proficiency is a +5. So that's a +10 overall.
Oh, okay, got it. Okay, yup. All right.
29. Okay.
29, baby.
I won't lie. A lot of information on the outside world is sparse and hard to come by. And in this world, literally, it is so hard to tell what is fact and what is fiction. Not a lot of people tend to talk out about the outside world, for the most part.
I'm not investigating for the outside world. I'm trying to investigate in terms of like what is going on with the forest, what's going on with the headmaster, what is the mystery going on here. She wants to search for clues. Like she wants to try and she wants to like be a little detective about what's going on at the school, not outside of the school.
From that perspective, I believe you were specifically looking into Martha in that as well, weren't you?
That's right!
Yeah, okay. So I was like, I didn't plan for that. I planned for you studying about Martha to get, like, it was adjacent.
Yeah.
Still. Okay.
Sorry,
Yeah.
I worded that weird.
No,
yeah.
you're fine. Okay. It's okay. It's been a while, and we talked about a lot of things. Okay. Well, that being said, 29 got you a good amount of stuff. You actually, I would say at first you talked to, like, the archivist, because he kind of was, like, he seems to know his way around the land pretty well. I think on the mention, if I am not correct, you also mentioned, in passing that you also had, like, the archivist still working on Phoebe's diary entries, is that correct?
Right now?
Not
yes.
right now, but, like, in passing, you know?
Yeah.
And you were hoping if you could decode any of that. So I would say, like,
Yeah.
while he was decoding that, and he was also doing some stuff for Darian as well that you found, but as he works in between his actual work to help you out and then to help Darian, he will tell you that he himself does not have the information to find what you are looking for. However, he is aware that there is, let me look. He is aware that some students actually help bookkeep for the staff as extracurricular activity. So he himself does not catalog any student attendance or any graduations or moves or whatever, but he is aware that if you go into, like, the offices in the classroom, on times that, like, secretaries and students will be working that time, you can probably find them, more likely than not. And I'm assuming, let me see. Out of curiosity, are you like a hardcore, just like hardcore focusing in on being Sherlock Holmes here, or are you like taking it kind of easy, or are you giving some time to hang out or decompress, or are you literally like locking in?
I'm so locked in.
That's
It
fair.
does not matter. Nothing else matters.
That's fine. With that, the Archivist had tried to have a few conversations with you before, but sadly you seemed a little bit too locked in, so he kind of like respects your privacy, but he feels bad that like you guys haven't really been talking much. I will say, like, he once kind of like, as you were like searching around ready to leave for the staff, he kind of stops you for a moment as he goes, if I may, Lady Phoebe, you've been really busy, and I understand that you haven't been going to the library because you're not working with Aster anymore, but, has there been something on your mind recently? I mean, I can tell there's something on your mind, but what's going on?
Sorry, above game. Is this an intervention?
No, he's just genuinely curious because, again, beforehand you used to kind of just hang out with him while he worked, but you've been doing that a lot less recently.
Oh, I feel so bad. Okay. I think Phoebe shifts a little bit, as she sort of figures out what exactly is the best way to go about the situation, and also I'm not in the headspace. I'm not in the Blair zone. But I think she looks around and is like, oh man, yes, there's a lot going on at the moment, and I don't really know where to start with that. So I think it's just been busy. You haven't noticed anything just weird since that dance, have you?
The dance? I don't know if he's aware of that, besides the invitation that you got.
She kind of, like, I guess she looks at him sort of like, almost confused, as like, the school dance, I thought a lot of the students had attended that, recently. It was just, it felt off, and
There wasn't a school dance. Not to say that there isn't, Lady Phoebe. You've actually attended the few as a representative, of course, but, as of recently, there hasn't been a dance. Was there some sort of party? He kind of like gestures to his desk covered in piles of books and paperwork. I'm not exactly the party type, so I guess that makes sense, but, was there a dance? I remember you were invited to something, weren't you?
Yeah. It was, I guess, an informal dance, and it's just, weird. I don't think that it was something happened, and I don't really know quite what it was. It's fine. But no, I sort of. No, go ahead.
No, I was just saying, must have been a nice time if it was a party. Must have, danced with a lot of people, got a lot of roses. I don't know what people do at parties, I won't lie.
She kind of like looks at him kind of confused. It's like, do I not look crazy right now? So she kind of like glances between him and like I guess like anything else, the floor. And Blair's like, I guess there was dancing, there was conversations happening, there was definitely a lot of roses. there. I don't know. That was sort of odd. I have to look into that. But there's a lot of stuff that I have to look into. But no, you haven't noticed anything like peculiar, like at all on campus lately in the last week by chance?
I mean, there's been a student, a goblin student who has been sleeping in the library and has been trying to eat my books.
I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. A goblin?
Yeah.
Trying to eat your books?
I think he's just sleep deprived. I think he's just tired and hungry. And, I can't believe I have to kill Edge and she will no longer be a part of the campaign anymore.
He's
no.
gobbling them up!
He kind of like scratches the back of his neck. Yes, honestly, I don't think you should worry about it. We've just banned him from the library. We get a few strange ones like that, people who come in to study late, but they are, deprived of energy, dehydrated, haven't eaten much, or stress eat, and they begin to do strange things. It's not uncommon. We've had a Kenku who tried to nest in a few of the books. That was not good.
Oh, that reminds me. Do you know a Kenku by the name of Martha, by chance?
He makes a face at that a little bit, and he thinks, no, not really. I won't lie. Is she important to you somehow, Lady Phoebe? I've never heard the name.
No, not at all.
If you're looking for a student, you probably will, again, find more help with the bookkeeping in the student offices. I believe if you ask, I think, there's one that I know that Lazar has talked about that he works with, she's a shifter named, oh dear, Minnie? I believe her name was Minnie.
Okay,
She
mini
might be able
office.
to help you. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, in the school facilities across from the library.
That's perfect. No, thank you. I didn't even think of that. Okay. Yeah, I'm good. That's great. Thank you. As she sort of like takes weird mental notes about that, and almost like she's ready to pace away very quickly, but before she does, she's like, shit. Oh, that's right. I haven't been around for a little bit. I know we used to, hang out and study together. Do you, by chance, want to plan something in the near future?
I don't really go outside much, but, sure, yeah. I usually work later in the afternoons, but I can get up a little bit earlier and we can do and he kind of pauses for a moment as he's trying to play with the words in his mind. A brunch? Possibly?
I can do anything, honestly, but no, that's fine with me.
Yeah,
when do you want to do that? What day?
And you can see him, like, kind of visibly sweat because he's never had to, like, ever make plans to hang out with someone before.
Dude, she's looking at this guy bloodshot eyes, like, just cracked out.
Yeah. Well, I mean, later, maybe this Sunday, possibly.
Okay.
I don't have a lot of work. Well, I do, but no. What'd you say?
I said that's perfect.
Okay. I can have possibly I'm close to getting one of those diary entries that you were having trouble with as well. So I can bring that, maybe. I guess.
something in Blair's mind, like, synapse fires, because I think in character she forgot that he was doing that for her, and then she just remembered, because she's been so fixated on everything else going on. And she's like, oh!
Yes.
No, that's perfect. Yeah. You can take your time with that. It's totally fine. Thank
Yes.
you. What do you do for enrichment? I'm just curious. I could bring something for us.
Enrichment? He's like actually like, what the fuck does that mean? I read.
She looks him up and down just a little bit.
He's also a
Are
little
you
bit
going
disheveled.
to-
I won't lie. Like his
Is he
shirt's-
okay?
His shirt's
Hello?
a little he's tired, but more so than usual. Like you talk about you having, it's not as bad, but you talk about like you having bloodshot eyes, but like he is so regularly sleep deprived. His hair's a little bit messy, his shirt's untucked, and like he's been kind of like sitting in his chair so much, it's like, you know, like molded to his butt. So like you, honestly for him, for anybody else, he is so used to like being so disheveled and tired. He just thinks for you it's a par for the course.
Wait, so him looking disheveled in front of Blair is par for the course, or her looking disheveled is par for the course?
Her looking disheveled. Mostly because he doesn't understand like how nobility is supposed to look like. Like if you passed by a noble person, they'd probably give you a look, but he's a
Okay, got it.
so, like, he can't really tell, and he spends, like, 80 million years in the fucking library for the funny.
Got you. So, I think Blair looks him up and down, like, kind of like synapse firing. It's like, are you a board game kind of guy?
Yes, actually, yeah. I love board games. The club meeting that I have, we sometimes talk about those. I enjoy them. They're a swell time. I just usually don't have the people around that are required for a board game.
Well, jeez, didn't have any, like, I don't know, like, 2-player board games we can have for brunch?
Sure. Yeah. Yes. He's like just fumbling, but like he's so down for that. I could do that.
Okay,
Yes.
also,
yeah.
no, it's great.
Yeah. Great. And you guys just have like this awkward moment of you guys just saying, "Awesome, great, awesome, yeah."
Yeah. She's like kind of like slowly taking steps backwards, like, yup, alright, awesome, looking forward to it. Have a great day.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna go break into an office now.
Yeah. He's just like thumbs up, cool. And you awkwardly let the door close. I will say the archivist seems like he's been out of it. It seems like he's been doing a lot of work, and from what you're aware, he's probably been staying over a lot more lately, so that's not too uncommon.
It's okay.
Alright, so I'm assuming
Poppy's
you're
okay.
going to that office area?
Yeah, I don't give a fuck. If I have to like incognito stealth that, she's gonna get in no matter what.
Yeah. I mean, like, are you just gonna immediately just incognito stealth it, or are you gonna go in and talk to the person he requested or he suggested?
I'll talk to somebody.
All up to you.
No, I will. It's okay. I'll actually be good this time.
No worries. I'm here to roll with whatever you want to do. But if you're down for that, you end up going across the library to the staff facility center, and it counts both as where the staff like kind of reside, but also where they do a lot of their paperwork. You have to be kind of like guided around, because like I guess like there's like a front desk sort of kind of navigation person, close, I guess kind of close to an RA, but not really. But you step up to them and they're like, what do you want? What are you thinking of? I think like you come in disheveled as you are, and most people know who you are. So this front desk person goes, Lady V, as they look you up and down and see you completely disheveled, eyes bloodshot and shit, as they try to like redirect and go, what can I do for you?
Above game, I'm gonna be so fucking for real. I kind of forgot what I texted you fresh and what she's looking for. I think it's
So-
just the student logs.
So basically, you wanted to look for proof that Martha existed. So that could be
Yes!
attendance, any absences, any photos, pictures. So you were hoping basically to get into like student information to confirm that Martha once existed.
Yes. Cool. She kind of just like give this person like a very small, very like awkward grin. It's like, hi, I hope you're having a great day. I would be interested in getting your assistance looking over some of the logs of student attendance.
Oh, yes.
If that's okay
Miss
with
Starfall,
you.
we can probably have one of our office attendants help you out with that. Usually students are not allowed in there without any supervision of other students or other faculty, but we can certainly help you out. Is this for a project of any kind?
It's for a project for one of my classes. Yes, it involves a very lengthy essay, a lot of citations, and this is one of the citations I need. So,
Oh,
yeah.
coming from someone like you, Starfall, it must be an amazing little lengthy piece. What are you writing about?
She like slow blinks for a moment. I am writing about the school itself, how it's a cultural melting pot across different heritages and cultures throughout our realm, and I need references for different examples of school diversity.
Oh, that's wonderful. I'm sure the staff would gladly help you with that. Give me a fun charisma roll, buddy.
Yeah. Do I get the working alone proficiency?
I'm gonna say not for this one, buddy. I'm sorry.
No! Okay, that's fine. So that is plus
Plus
4.
Yes,
I
indeed.
think. Okay.
Yeah, so not bad.
Please be a good roll. Please. 7.
You say that.
It's on track for her.
With how tired you are? Yeah, I think it does. You say that, and she goes, "Oh, that sounds quite lovely. What class is this again?"
Above game, I don't remember what classes she takes.
You actually do not take anything relevant to that, but you take, from what I am aware, you take a tinkering class, you take a fighting class, and, the last one, I believe, if I am not correct, let me check real quick, because I have it in my
Is it
other notes.
apothecary?
It is apothecary, you're right, yeah.
Okay.
So, those are the classes
like-
that you take.
She like fucking scrunches her face together. It's an extra credit for my apothecary class. You can ask Adalia. She has to do the same thing with.
Oh, you mean, yes, you mean Lady Valio. Alright, well, give me a moment here. And the front desk lady, as they do, gets up for a moment, and you're kind of like, fuck, I fucked this up so bad. The way she looked at you, you are so not getting in. But then you hear a voice as the front desk lady comes out and is followed by... The best I can describe this is a dog lady, like a pug lady.
Okay.
She comes in.
I was hoping you would not say Lady Valio. I would not be able to handle this.
No, sadly not. No. But this front desk lady brings over this dog woman who has a puggish face, a round puggish face, with tan fur, with some dark patches on the ears and the mouth, and on some parts of her hands. She seems smaller than you, but the moment she sees you, she lights the fuck up. Lights the fuck up. And let me show you. As you see this girl, her name is Minnie Binny, and this was the girl that the archivist told you would probably know about the catalog. As she comes up to you and goes, "Oh, you're the lady, you're the Lady Starfall, correct?"
Are you Minnie Binny?
I am! Oh my goodness, you've heard of me! Her tail's wagging. As she immediately, jumps, her hands clasped together. "Oh, Lady Phoebe Altair Starfall, it's an honor!" And she, curtsies, but then realizes she's not wearing a skirt, so she bows as low as she fucking can.
Thank you. I'm very flattered. It's very nice to meet you too.
Oh, it's an honor. Well, I heard from our good front desk lady here that you were looking at the student catalogs. Are you thinking of the graduated students or the currently attending students? Do you need a first year, a second year, a third year, maybe your repeating years? Do you need the super senior catalog? I can also get you that.
Above game, do I know what year Martha was in?
She was, I believe, was she first year or second year? She was around first or second year.
Okay.
I know I confirmed it. I'm
Well,
pretty
it's
sure.
the same as your brother.
Yes, yeah, so probably first year then.
Okay. She thinks for a moment. It's I'm looking for the list of currently attending students from the first year, if that is okay.
Of course. Oh, I'd be more than happy. Here, come on. As she turns around and gestures you to follow her, her little heels clack on the tile floor, and it's almost like she's skipping. It is, this woman has so much fucking energy. The best way you can fucking describe it as is dog-like energy.
It reminds me of that one character from BoJack Horseman.
Very much. I think this is a very close comparison, yeah.
Yeah.
Very, I don't know what her name
yeah.
is, but yes, that's exactly what I'd envision in terms of her personality and possibly even voice. But yeah, she's gesturing for you to follow her.
I do in fact follow, yeah.
Yeah. You follow her and you go up different stairs, turn different corners. You are surprised at how kind of lengthy and busy this staff faculty kind of goes. You can see different kinds of archives, different staff living areas, meeting areas. You know that some staff actually have some meeting places, recreational stuff. You've never been here before, I will say, so this is your first time. But she seems to know this place like the back of her hand. And that's good, because more likely than not, you would have been lost. Because there are so many doors, so many hallways, it would have been hard to navigate yourself. But she takes you down further and further into the hallway, goes down some stairs, steps up some stairs, goes 2 floors down, etc., until you find her in a small, honestly barely lit, large office area with several different wooden drawers. And you watch as she kind of opens the drawers, goes through them, her fingers trailing through the papers, opens another one, her fingers trailing through the papers, checking everything, as she looks at you and goes, "Oh, so which student were you looking for?"
I'm looking for a variety of examples. There is, I believe, one Kenku I had in mind. Do you know if somebody in there is by the name of Martha?
Oh, Martha. And she, like, hears Kenku and kind of looks through a few different papers. First year, Kenku. Do you know if she's lower mobility, upper class, or middle class nobility? Was she Fae adjacent? Usually a lot of Fae adjacent students have their own little category.
I think she was lower.
Lower? Oh, lower aristocrat?
A commoner, more like?
Oh, a commoner. And she kind of stops for a moment. Lady Starfall, forgive my ignorance, but are you not aware of the commoner program?
She can't hide her confusion. As Blair, like, furrows her brows. It's like, right. I'm sorry. It has been a very long couple nights pulling all-nighters on this essay. You might have to remind me what that is.
No worries. Let's see. Well, the Commoner Scholarship, or also the Commoner Program, as we all know it, Commoner students are not acknowledged by the school until they graduate.
Oh, that's really unfortunate.
Yes, but as the school likes to do, it's to save face. A lot of the school, being the upper class it is, promises to, as we've all known, to bring out the best in people. Usually, that happens with a lot of the upper class. I myself, as lower nobility, am still considered nobility, so they can always, bring out my potential. But for commoners, it's a bit more of the risk. You don't have the prestige or the bloodline or the training. So many students who are, commoners, it's I guess, a bit of a safe option. So if a commoner makes trouble or drops, which many do, or starts any kind of trouble, they can be excused or they can be dropped from the program without them, is smearing the good university's name.
But what safety protocols are in place for them? Shouldn't there be a paper trail to at least keep track of their grades to know when they're exceeding or doing well in school?
Lovely. Well, yes, they do have their grades, of course, but that's kept more so, she's like pausing for a moment, her tail stops wagging. I mean, honestly, it usually depends. They usually either have a sponsor or an upperclassman that they study with. For example, I have my own few other commoner students that I work with and they help indulge my studies. If this is a commoner student that you're talking about, more likely than not, they had a sponsor somewhere.
Okay, right. Do you know if there's a list of sponsors here?
That's any aristocratic student here. I guess if it were to come down to it, you might want to find out if this commoner student did indeed attend this class once upon a time, or this school. You might want to find out what they majored in, or if they had a special focus on something.
Oh, okay. Where would be the best place to look for that?
Oh, that probably would you'd have to ask the student. Most of them would choose a study, and then an aristocratic sponsor will find that what they're studying also helps with the aristocratic student, and that student will help sponsor them, of sorts.
Right. You have to explain a little bit more about the sponsor. What benefits does that provide?
Oh, well, the commoners bring a new perspective to the studying. A lot of commoner students have a lot of different experiences, so a lot of times they can help with different studies or different kind of experiments that a sponsor might have, and in turn the sponsor will not only increase their own knowledge about all kinds of sorts of things, but I guess also just support the student, I guess. I don't really know too much, but I do know that a lot of commoners are of a special breed that they usually tend to focus on in studies.
Okay. Yeah, of course. That's more than enough information. You've been very helpful. Thank you.
I will say, Maddie, Blair would know what Martha would have been studying in.
Does she know?
She would have done the
Does
animal
she
pact
know?
magic.
That's fucking crazy. Does that mean that... I don't know. Maybe I should talk to BB now. Oh, no, not BB.
BB?
Astrid.
Astrid?
Aster. Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
But no, basically she's saying that I have to kind of like do more digging around her major and like
Yes.
find out who her sponsor could have been. Okay.
Yeah. Or basically, if you know her major, you can probably ask around, and she can also help with who helped sponsor that and also studied it.
Oh, so like she might know who I can look for
Yeah.
potentially.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay. I look at Minnie Binny and I'm like, okay. Do you know any of the sponsors for the Animal Pack Magic courses by chance?
Oh, there's quite a few. I know that a few students have been studying under that. I believe one Yuanti Aster was a student who was also studying for that along with a few others. But there was another one, but I don't think I remember their name currently. Let me see. If I remember correctly, she kind of looks through something, and then you watch as she pulls out another drawer, and then as she like immediately like zooms in on these small papers, picks up one, looks over it, goes, no, looks at another one, no, and she seems really fast, like despite how much she's looking through, she seems to know her stuff. As she pulls up, yes, one of the ones, so, if I remember correctly, one of the sponsors, I believe, was named, he was an upperclassman, an aristocratic upperclassman, almost senior year, I believe, named, Liaidon? A Hemo Liaidon.
Liaison. Okay.
Yes.
Okay,
Here, let me
cool.
put his name
I'll
in the
look.
chat real quick.
I'll look for both. Nice.
That is his name.
I believe there are a few.
Yeah, Veggie, you're typing, aren't you?
There are a few other students that I might know. Hemo Liaidon himself gets a little bit,
And she makes a face, and it's a face of disgust as she pauses and goes,
he gets busy.
No.
Lady Starfall, with all due respect, in terms of your search, I don't know. You are aware of Liaidon and his personality, right? He might treat you well, but I don't know. I can never know. He's quite the enigma.
We've never met, so I'm not one for rumors. Could you inform me what people say?
Of course. Well, he is a high elf. He is the senior here. He's soon to graduate, of course. He currently, I believe, was working on the... Oh gosh. It's a little fuzzy, but if I remember, it was something about the messenger pigeon system? He was working on that, I think. But...
And you can see, like, there's a little fuzziness in her mind as she tries to remember something.
Oh, but, regardless, the thing is, he has been known for working with the messenger pigeons that, I don't think is really a program here anymore, so I think it was an out-of-state study that he did. But he gets really high and mighty about a lot of things. As a lower noble, he does not look very fondly on me.
I see. I'll keep that in mind when I try and talk to him. Thank you. This sounds like a very great source to have,
Yes.
but I'll have to look into that on my own.
No, of course. Well, if you ever need anything from me, or if you ever want to, if you ever need any more information, or if you have any other questions, or if you need to know anything about any other aristocratic student here, sadly I can't do much for the commoner students, but I could help with this, at least.
She seems really eager to please.
Oh, no, of course. That's perfect. I will be sure to put in good words about your assistance. So thank you.
While you were having this conversation, give me a general wisdom perception check.
Oh no. Okay. Perception is wisdom.
Yes,
okay.
indeed. So it's +1, +4, so it's a +5 in total.
Please be a good roll. Please, 21.
Oh, shit! Damn. Okay, I was gonna...
21.
As you are talking, you can see that there is someone kind of, like, the door's closed, but there's a small little faded window, and you can see the silhouette of somebody listening in, and they stay there and listen through your entire conversation until you say goodbye, and that figure kind of tries to shuffle out.
Wait, you said a window? Are they outside of the building or in a different room?
Just outside the hallway.
Oh, for sure I'm gonna go fucking follow them. I'm going
shit.
to immediately leave the room.
Oh, shit.
Like, dude, she's so paranoid! So she's like, that's not good.
Okay.
So she'll...
Go ahead.
Yeah?
Go ahead.
She thanks Minnie, and it's like, I'm leaving. And then she immediately starts quickly pacing out of the room.
You immediately, like, Minnie Binny was, like, immediately, like, just rambling on and on. As she goes,
Oh, if you ever need anything, okay.
as you immediately, like, burst out the fucking door. And you do see the figure, like, they didn't, like, run off. You see this, medium-sized, human woman who is, like, standing right there. And as you burst out the door, she jumps, like, full stop, she jumps.
Hey. What you doing?
Oh, I'm sorry, I was just passing through. And she was standing there for a long time, you know damn well she wasn't passing through.
Yeah, I look her up and down, I'm like, okay, passing through, eavesdropping for the last few minutes? What is, your business here?
Oh, I'm sorry, no, as she kind of, like, fidgets around, Minnie Binny, like, comes around the corner and sees who you're looking around, and she goes,
Oh.
like, immediately that bubbly fucking, that bubbly personality fades away, and there's, like, this cattiness and venom to this pug-like girl.
That's Rain.
She, like, a colleague of yours? Have I seen you before?
Oh, she's just a commoner. You don't need to pay attention to her. Really, if there's anything that you need, I would definitely be more than willing to help. And you can tell that this human, she has this long black hair, tannish skin. She's very not comfortable. She's very awkward and fidgety. You kind of almost like a lot of her how can you say? A lot of her little tics, like her fidgeting with her nails or something, is very akin to the archivist. And it's not the fact that they're similar in the sense of these two fuckers are so fucking awkward. You can spot this a mile away. But yeah, this human woman named Durain, just as Minnie Binnie immediately just kind of insults her, she kind of shrinks a little bit despite being taller and just goes, I'm sorry, I was eavesdropping, I just, and she stops and mutters to herself a little bit.
Yeah, was there a reason? I'm just curious.
She's very fidgety. It's, I'm sorry, it was just curiosity. And the way you say that, the way she says it, you do not believe her.
I don't like doing this. Can I insight check her by chance?
Absolutely. I will say I will give you advantage because this woman sucks at lying so fucking bad. She looks like she's about to throw up.
Okay, cool. So is that what modifier is that?
I would say a wisdom as well.
Cool,
So
cool.
4
So yeah,
plus
got
1,
it.
So 5.
Cool. Okay, roll twice for advantage.
Ooh,
Please.
19.
That's a 19. That's a 14.
You can tell that her being a commoner, despite what Minnie Binnie is saying, you can tell she knows something that you were talking about. But also the fact that Minnie Binnie is here just insulting her, just calling her a commoner, and basically just being a classist woman. It doesn't seem like Rain's very open to talk with Minnie Binnie around. And also, she's very intimidated by you.
Oh, okay, cool. I look over to Minnie Binnie. It's okay, all good. No harm done. If it's all right, I would like to talk to you, Rain, in private, just for a minute.
Oh, are you sure, Lady Stargall? Stargall? She's playing it again, seeing if she got your name right. Lady Stargall?
I nod like that's correct. Yeah. You can call me whatever, it's fine.
Mama.
Whatever you want, mama. And so, if there's a private room, maybe something a little isolated from anyone else, prying ears, whatever the fuck, I would like to pull her into it or lead her through.
Absolutely. You could probably, there's a lot of good, little conference rooms. And before, obviously, Minnie Binnie protests, which she was very much ready to do, you pull this human woman into a small little conference room. She yelps a little bit. She did not expect this. So as you get her in this conference room, she's like, I'm sorry. I really didn't mean to eavesdrop, but well, did you say Martha?
She kind of eyes widen, she's looked tired with bags under her eyes this entire time, but the second that she says Martha, her eyes fucking crack open. Yes, I have been asking around about Martha. You remember? I'm sorry, you know her?
No, I don't. I actually don't think there's a student named Martha here, but if there was, I found found something on one of the pigeons. I think I have it, actually. And she shuffles around in, like, the satchels that she was, like, carrying. And she kind of looks around, and she also looks at you and goes, this is something I found on, one of the pigeons that people have been getting rid of. It had this tied to its little, a foot, and I thought it was really cute, but it got stuck on a branch, and I felt bad for it, so I took the letter, and freed the bird, but I kept the letter, and she hands you this, it's definitely cheaper paper, it has a yellowish tint to it, but it is tied pretty well. You can tell that it was once tied. It's a bigger letter, but it was once definitely tied to a pigeon. You've seen these before. This is paper that, like, Martha would use for her messenger pigeons.
Awesome. I am very eager to take the letter from her. Okay, no, this is great. Do you mind if I take this?
Yeah, I actually don't know anyone by the name of Martha, so, I don't think there's a student by that name, which is funny, because, like, Martha sounds, well, Martha's a very familiar name, but not because it's a student, but because it's from something else. And she kind of, like, mumbles off a little bit more.
Well, where's the name from?
He'd get mad at me if I said.
I put a hand, a firm, grippy hand on her shoulder, and I'm like, I would really, really appreciate it if you told me.
You like touch her shoulder and she stiffens up a lot more, and she just goes, "You're really scary." I'm seeing the hat man. So, it's, I don't think it's anything related to you, I promise. And I think you're actually involved with it a little bit. As she, like, kind of fidgets with her nails one more time. It's the name of a character from a play.
Okay. Are you on the theater team?
Yeah, I do the tech sometimes, a little bit.
That's more than fine. I guess we'll see each other there. I will not mention this to anyone. You don't have to worry about getting in trouble.
Okay. She kind of feels, like, really relieved by that. Okay, that's good. I'm glad. Well, if that's all, then, yeah. She just, like, shrugs. She's so awkward, dog.
Yeah, of course. I'll leave you to it then. Feel free to eavesdrop on more conversations, Rain. It's been real. And then she leaves.
She pauses and goes, well, but while you're there, do you know anybody by the name of Martha? Or anyone who might know the name of Martha? I won't lie, there was no letter, addressed to who the sender was, so I had a peek. That letter seems really important, so I was wondering, do you know her? Can you possibly get that letter to her, or who it needs to go to?
Oh, yeah, that's exactly what I'm need this for. I'll make sure to figure that out. I'm just as dedicated to the cause as you are. No worries. So
let me look at something real quick. What's her modifier?
Yeah?
What's her modifier here?
Are you doing deception?
I'm doing an insight on you.
Insight on me. Okay.
Yeah. a 19 plus her modifier, brother. I mean, are you lying? I feel like it's obvious.
What do you mean? I'm looking for clues on the existence of Martha. If it's something involving her, I'm gonna see where the trail takes me.
But
I can't really return the letter to her.
She doesn't know that. She wants you to return the letter. Rain kind of just narrows her eyes at you and just goes, I mean, in all due respect, I really don't believe you.
Claire sighs and just turns and like uses all of her like sleep deprived insane energy to give her like the like most like fuck with me and you'll fuck around and find out kind of look.
Oh.
Like can I roll intimidation?
Yeah, give me a charisma plus your level, which is just a +4.
Okay, cool.
21! That's pretty good. That's really good. Yeah. You give her exactly that attitude, and with like how, I won't lie, how manic you look and how you bloodshot your eyes and how like kind of messy your hair is and just how disheveled you look, despite the fact that Rain is taller than you, you do notice her shrink back a little bit as she clutches her satchel very close to her chest and goes, oh, okay, you really are scary.
Thank you. She leaves. That's
but-
it.
yeah.
She's just gonna go. Yeah.
No, that's fair. Are you going? So here's the question. With that letter, do you plan to open it now, or do you plan to open it with the rest of the other party members?
I'm gonna get the party first
Okay,
and like keep them like I guess up to speed. Yeah.
Absolutely. So I would say, let's cut to you do whatever after you get back to the dorm, and I say it's like late enough in the afternoon that Darian, you have been actually spending a good amount of time with the archivist, and we'll get to that later on. And you, Adelia, you have a date planned with Thiessen later, but you'll get to that soon enough, as you two are currently in the dorm. Honestly, all of y'all have been spending a good amount of time in the dorm recently, so if you guys like have been talking or have been hanging out at all, or have been spending quality time, I would not like, I'll leave that up to you, but I would say you guys like are all in your dorms by the time like Blair gets back.
What? Hey gang. I found another clue on Martha.
Have you still
fuck,
not
I don't know,
slept?
man. Like, what? No,
Blair.
it's been like
Let us see the
It's been,
board,
like,
Blair.
48
How many things
hours.
have you added to it?
I have so many new things on the board. Actually,
That's
And
not
she
a good
fucking
thing.
pulls her
Have
glove
you
out.
added a full night's sleep
She-
board?
I added a few new leads to the board, and I got a letter that was addressed to Martha, right here. So look, she actually
are you stealing
existed.
people's
We have
mail
actual
now?
physical proof.
I mean, is
I could do a
it
lot
stealing
worse.
people's mail if they don't exist
I
anymore?
I think it. Have you been digging through the mail, the trash, Where did you find this?
I bullied a commoner girl into giving this to me.
Oh, I see.
You stole mail from someone? I think that's a federal crime.
How would you federal on my balls? And she fucking opens the letter.
Yeah, as you
Okay.
say federal my balls, you all three come together And let me reveal this letter to you.
Yay.
All right.
We just got a letter.
Whoever wants to read it, feel
Oh.
free. If you need me to read it, it's
I
whatever
can.
you want. Okay, Edge, you read it.
Dear Mother, I hope that this letter finds you in good health, though I would be beside myself with denial had I not known that things are both bleak for both yourself and me. I make peace with myself knowing that this letter may not make it to you at all in any health, but I write this to myself and you because I don't know who else I would write this to. I am passing all my classes with flying colors. My peers have told me I am rather talented with the animal magic I have studied and come to love, and I have truly made many friends both common and noble here in this school. I truly feel myself here, and I hope you know that I am happy here. But it is with a heavy heart that I am passing this information to you. As I write this now, I cry and sob into my pillow. My roommates, Aster especially, comfort me, and I feel better knowing that they will be here for me till the end. Sadly, at the end of the semester, I will no longer be attending this esteemed university. My scholarship has been stripped of me, for my work towards the university has been deemed insubstantial. Even now, I cry knowing that this is my reality. I tried so hard. I worked so hard. And yet, I find it in myself and in the university that I have not done enough. My hardest was, in fact, not enough. That is all right, though. I shall make peace with this someday. I have discussed my work with my peer and my supervisor, Hemo Liadon, and while I am not particularly fond of his attitude, it was my duty as a student and as a classmate to show him everything I have learned through my years studying animal pact magic. I hope he uses what I have taught him to help better the lives of the common people like you and me, Mother. I have also entrusted a lot of myself and my secret to my dearest friend. I hope he can find it in himself to forgive me for not telling him the truth of my reality. I will see you soon. I just have a few more things I want to do. I want to spend time with the friends I have made here in this university. I want to confess to the man I love. I dream of him whisking me away from all this, or at least maybe arguing with the board to keep me here and extending my scholarship. I know it is a pipe dream, but I'll try. If that does not work out, I hope to see you soon, Mother. Please wait for me. Yours truly, and never forgotten, Martha Kirker.
That's all the letter was.
Oh no, Martha. No wonder she was actually willing to confess to him.
Yeah, that's desperation if I've seen it.
That's wild. But I don't know if her mother is even alive.
Or if her mother would remember her.
She's not. Above game, I believe, in the in the final moments that we had with her, like in the weird in-between plane after the fight, I think she told us that her mother was gone, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh,
Fuck.
I forgot about that.
Her mother's already passed, which perhaps it's better that this isn't floating around then. No recipient and no sender to return it to.
How about we just
It is
put this
what it is.
away?
Yup.
I will say, Darian just
Uh,
kind of like keeps holding and staring at it.
So normal.
So normal. I open up my fucking conspiracy board and I just like write it up. Like I'm just like, yup, note taking. Cool.
No, yeah. This letter is... There's not anything special about it, but this does prove to you, Maddie, there is proof that Martha has been here.
My theory was correct.
You're giggling to yourself, all the while Darian's just holding this letter, staring at it.
Like the camera pans over to him and like music is fading in. It's like a Radiohead playing in the background.
I'm trying to decide who to stop first.
Alright. That's phase 1 of my plan. Now on to phase 2. Thank thank you for witnessing this with me. I'm just gonna, yeah. And then she just like sits in a corner and starts fucking like tapping away at her fucking keyboard.
Yeah.
Are you going to dig through more things?
Well, yeah, it's like, you guys, like, we all witnessed the party, right? We all understand that,
Yeah, we were all
there's
there.
something really fucking weird going on.
I don't...
Like,
There's
is
been
no one
something
else
really fucking
a little
weird going on.
curious?
We reincarnated here. I think it started weird.
Yes, I don't know. It's just, it feels a bit distasteful to dig around in a dead girl's things.
Don't we have to figure out if this dead girl even existed in the first place? This is helpful to us to understand, like, what could be the root cause of this if more people begin to disappear. Like, I don't... What is it?
It's the forest. It seems like it's been the forest.
And we know that she existed. Isn't that enough?
No, it's not! Because everyone else doesn't know! Why is it just the three of us that remember the people that disappeared? But here's the thing, do we even know all the people that disappeared? What if there's students that we can't even remember that are gone now? That fucks with my head. I would like to know.
I hadn't been thinking of
What
that
is going
before,
on?
but now I am, and now it's fucking me up. Thank you.
Look, I'm not that worried about it. Think about the time frame. We've been here for a couple months. I did not make like 20 friends that have all disappeared into the forest and I forgot about them. I've met 7
No one
people.
likes me. I can't lose friends I don't have. You're both still here. There's only 3 beds in this dorm. And we aren't even using...
Why are we thinking of... What? Like, what are we talking about friends for? Guys, there are people... Everyone has collective dementia. Is nobody else really concerned about that part? I would like to not have dementia. But, what?
Look around, look at... Adalia, this is not a dig at you. Adalia doesn't even always have a face!
It's true, I don't always have a face. Also, I don't know that they do all forget.
It's not a complete forgetting, it's just a gap. There's still the lingering memories. I just don't think they can access it because the hurt is still there. The emotion is still there.
No, you're onto something, but I don't think the conclusion's right. I think you're right about it's still there, but I think it's what if it's the forest suppressing people's memories?
What did I say
We have to
not
figure
a
out.
minute ago?
Obviously, it's the forest. Shit always goes wrong when we poke around the forest, so why are we poking around the forest more?
What? I think we should poke around the forest, actually.
I
That's
actually
the
agree with
issue
that.
of all of our Look, does no one else also think about the fact that there were benevolent creatures in the forest? Like, it wasn't black and white evil. There were actually normal fucking creatures that acknowledge the weirdness of the forest, but embrace that. Did no one else catch that?
Okay, so are you suggesting forest cult? Are you suggesting that the forest critters are in a cult?
We need to stay away from the forest. I don't like the fact that every time we go in the forest and things go wrong, both of your results are just, oh, we should go in the forest again. How about we try not going in the forest? We haven't tried that yet, despite my best attempts.
Well, I mean, we tried that
forest-
for the first
The
while.
forest is gonna come and get us!
You just get outside of it all the time!
As you guys are arguing, you're now like all 3 talking. You hear like a knock on the door.
The forest is gonna get us, guys!
The door's
Ah! And then she hears a knock and fucking runs. She fucking thinks it's the forest, so she runs.
Darian goes.
The entire forest is now at our door.
Darian opens the door. It's a fucking tree. Darian goes over to the
It's
door,
right
like kind of
behind
cracks
me.
it open a bit. Hello.
You crack
Sorry,
open
I
the
talk
door.
over you.
and you see Lucilia, the furbolg maid that you guys has been taking care of you guys basically, along with a very familiar face, a blue tiefling who is smiling with a very flowy white dress shirt as he just smiles and waves and goes, You three are quite festive this night, aren't you?
We're having a discussion.
A discussion. You three were all yelling like lunatics. I could hear you from the other side of the door. Bless our dear. And he puts like his hand on Lucilia's shoulder, who doesn't really care. She's fine. As he puts his hand on Lucilia's shoulder, goes, bless your dear maid. She could hear all of it. And Lucilia's like, I respect your privacy a lot, but you do scream very loud.
Yes, Phoebe has been very loud lately.
Phoebe has been sleep deprived lately and babbling nonsense.
I was about to ask about that. Yes, it's been almost around a week since everything that happened, and I meant to do a little bit of a wellness check. I can see that the insanity and the madness is settling in very nicely. Might we talk?
What?
About what?
About anything. And he looks at Lucilia, looks at you guys, and goes, preferably in private. If you would let me in, of course.
Here, come, Lucilia, thank you so much. Apologies for, disturbing you and worrying you. We're trying to make her sleep. Once.
Yes. No, of course. No worries. Yes,
If you want me to go to sleep, you're gonna have to knock me out yourself, okay?
No!
I'll go get something. I'll do it. I'm sure there's a sleep magic spell somewhere.
There's easier ways.
I'm
As you guys
so close, guys.
As you guys continue to kind of like argue a little bit, Kane continues to let himself in. Lucilia does not envy his position and immediately close the door behind him as she leaves you alone with all three of she leaves him alone with all three of you as he claps his hands together and goes, sounds like you all are having a little bit of a discussion, an argument. I meant to be here for a little bit of wellness check, but it sounds like you all are having a worse time than I suspected. And he looks at you and points at you, Darian, goes, I expected that you would be the worse off with all of your bones being rearranged and put back together and everything, but... And then he looks at Blair, who's, like, standing her back face to him in the corner. I can see that is not the worst of it.
I have been making sure to sleep. Or I pass out, at the very least.
He reaches over and, like, pulls down at one of your eye bags before pulling away and goes,
You reach a fucking hit into my mask, Jesus!
Exactly, he goes into your mask.
That's too close.
He leans in closer just for the funny.
Okay.
Anyways, as he pulls back and looks at the two of you, it seems like you all are having a little bit of a difficult time. What spurred it on? What spurred on the madness? Had it finally got into your minds? Is it slowly drinking out your memories? Is that what's happening? Is it finally kicking in?
I immediately, like, head snap, look at him,
Listen,
and quickly
Good
pace
sir, you
over
cannot
him.
mention memory. You cannot mention memory around Phoebe right now.
In front of her, it's going to take hours to calm her down.
I'm joking.
We just got her down.
About
He like flaps. He's like
That wasn't
he
funny.
raises his hand in like a defense, in playful defense, as he goes, "I'm joking. The Force doesn't drink up your memories like that. I promise. It only does that a little bit."
You're taunting her now. You're just taunting her.
Well, it's not any different from doing that with you. You didn't know how to dance.
I-
You still don't.
Listen, it's different because she's fragile.
He looks
Me
at
not
all
knowing
three
how to
of
dance
you.
isn't shameful. I just don't Nobody's asked me to dance before.
He looks at all three of you and then looks at you, Adalia, goes, "It seems like you're all very fragile. I just wanted to talk."
Well, we're talking, so welcome to the conversation.
He looks at you, Blair. "Would you mind joining me in this conversation, or are you still going to have your back turned to me?"
No, we can talk.
He sits down at like one of y'all's lounge chairs and waits for y'all to join him.
I sit on my horrible couch bed.
Yeah, your little like weird fortress that you've got going on. He notices that and
Yeah, it keeps growing.
Yeah, he nods and then he looks at you, Adalia, and he goes, "That's yours? Not what I expected
Yes,
from a... What was your noble name? A Belvalio or whatever you call? Yes?"
Yes, I didn't like my bed.
Fair. So... It sounds like you all are having some difficulties. What spurred it on?
We're all trying to figure out what happened, and some of us are going about it in different ways than others. And there is disagreement on how we should proceed, and how it has gone.
Yes, that sounds about right. Well, I don't know too much about the Force myself. In fact, I was just on a little bit of a walk when I met you all. But I can tell, and he looks at you all, I can tell that there seem to be some tensions here. Am I not correct?
You're correct.
All of us, like, fucking stiff-shouldered, refusing to relax as we sit in our dumb little chairs.
He just smiles as he goes, "Well, I don't know, see, I'm a doctor, I can only do so many things. I'm not exactly a therapist, I don't really do the emotional stuff pretty well, but I can try."
I can tell.
"Well, you're just a lost cause, I mean, look at you," and he gestures to your outfit.
It's required. I
Why is he bullying you so much?
pick it.
What'd you say, Maddie?
Why is he bullying you so much?
Everyone in this goddamn school bullies me.
It is funny.
I'm sure for
You
you.
have to admit that.
For you, maybe.
For me, it's a lot of fun, honestly.
I've noticed.
But regardless, since you all seem to be having a hard time, I mean, from what I remember from the forest, you all went to that ball that I stumbled upon. We had a good, jolly good time. You fought your brother and almost killed him. What's wrong with that?
You don't remember the
Wait,
rest
you
of it.
remember Solo?
Pardon?
We didn't just fight Madoc. We fought someone else.
Did you know? Well, I don't remember that.
Exactly.
Huh. Well, I mean, is it not Madoc that you were worried about?
Well,
I thought I could help a little bit there, but maybe I was wrong.
Well, have you talked to him?
Oh, no, absolutely not. I have no interest. I found many aristocrats here in this university quite obnoxious.
Yeah, fair enough. And he's an acquired taste.
Yes. But I thought that this whole mental turmoil was about him and his little snapping bender. So I thought I could help there, but maybe not.
Well, if you were there and you don't even remember that, it tells us something.
That's fair. Well, I wanted to discuss to you about how you brought him out of it. I thought that maybe that was something we could agree upon, trade notes on, maybe help each other out with, possibly?
Are you also trying to figure out the forest?
Oh, absolutely not. I have no interest.
What do you have interest in?
I just do this for fun.
It's better than anything else we've got, isn't it?
Well, what have you all been talking about? Just the forest? And he looks at you, Blair, specifically, as you have been the one who has been, like, red-eyed, not sleeping at all.
She looks him up and down. It's like, well, patient confidentiality.
I mean, I'll probably treat you one day or another. We can consider it a trade-off.
What I mean is, you're not going to tell anyone else
Oh, of course
about
not. No, I have no interest. I don't really...
what we know.
Of course. I'm not exactly,
Okay.
one to share secrets.
She looks at everyone. It's like, well, if nobody else wants to talk about the forest, I can talk about the forest.
He gestures to you and he's like, alright, tell me what you know. And you don't have to, like, absolutely, recreate it if you don't want to. You can just say that you do it.
Oh yeah, like I don't think I know him close enough to like show him the conspiracy board on my laptop, but I get up from my seat in like full animated, full body gestures, like projecting loud. Tell him all of like what I know about the forest, as well as all of my theories that are not confirmed about the forest.
What are a
Like,
few of your
Yes.
What are a few of your craziest theories?
Here, okay, I'm gonna improv this shit because I did not think about like
absolutely.
what theories she would say.
Just come
Real
up with
quick.
the craziest shit you can.
I would like to say,
Okay.
Darian the entire time is just like slowly sinking more in his seat and slouching even farther the longer this goes on. You can, like, everyone can tell he and Adalia have heard all of these at least 4 times.
Yeah, no,
Okay, yeah, there's
Adelia's just
theory-
nodding through it.
There's like theory 1 where she thinks like the heart of the forest is a portal to another world. Theory 2, the forest is alive. Theory 3, it's like it's like, oh my gosh, it's like aliens. She explains the concept of aliens. Like it's that level of bad.
Yeah. You watch as Kane like actually like listens through respectfully. He like nods and nods his head and like goes I need all of y'all to make a fucking insight check on this fucker real quick.
Hold on, is that wisdom?
Yes, wisdom.
Hold on.
Alright,
I'm
so
gonna see if I have
wisdom-
any traits that would help me with this.
Yeah, absolutely.
Would social navigation help?
Let me look at your social navigation, because honestly, maybe. Social navigation's fairly well. You're proficient and relevant. Now, the thing is, do you think Adalia can read people well? I'll leave that to your discretion. Do you think genuinely that Lucia can read people like that?
I'm going to say yes because her whole thing is like making this a practice of being able to copy expressions and stuff. So I think it's manual. It's not instinctual. But if she's doing it on purpose, yeah.
All right, I'll give you advantage on that then.
Darian ain't saying
Alright.
shit.
Ah, shit. 10.
Let me get my wisdom +2 +5.
We're counting on you.
Yeah.
Advanced roller. Hold on. 7. 2. I'm rolling 2 d20s for advantage. Roll them.
Alright.
19 plus
Whoa!
7. What is it?
Yeah, 19 plus 7, that's a 26. Yeah, Cam, Blair, for you, you're too distracted. Like, you are going off again about thinking that the forest is alive, to it's actually aliens, to like a whole probing situation that you're going through. Darian, or Cam, you've listened to these fucking theories so many times that like your eyes glaze over, so you are not able to fucking focus on anything. Adalia, you've locked the fuck in. I will say that like Kane is usually, I wouldn't say like he's easy, like hard to read particularly, but he doesn't often like, how can I say, show his true intentions a lot, and he covers his emotions pretty well with a smile. you can kind of tell this already, Adalia. I won't lie. Real kind of understands real here in this moment, Adalia. But
Yeah.
you know this kind of behavior because it is your own, to an extent. It's not the same, but to an extent. And as you read him, you can definitely tell, like, for real, this man has his own theories. He fucking does not believe a fucking thing Blair is saying. At this point, he literally is just letting her get it out of her system.
You know what? I'm not gonna tell Blair because I feel like she would just keep. I feel like she'd just keep going if she knew.
Yeah. So you all just kind of like wait for Blair to simmer down, and like Kane nods, and he goes, "Well, may I share my own theories, possibly?"
She
Are
fucking
any of them on that
gorilla
level?
grips her scalp.
I don't think they are as creative as Lady Starballs.
You
but
can say insane.
as creative. He smiles.
Just say they're advanced.
Advanced, yes. Quite the word for it, yes. But I have a few theories of my own, and I wanted to discuss what happened to you. I wanted to discuss what happened to you in the forest to see if I can garner any other information.
The floor is yours.
Please.
Well, for one, I didn't exactly see everything that had happened after you won your battle against, your brother. What was his name? He gestures to you, Darian.
Maddox.
Maddox Semerelian, correct?
Maddox Semerelian.
Yes. So, he had clearly gone off the deep end. And from what I'm aware, and from what I've experienced through my years here in this college, that when people go into the forest, they don't come out. But Maddox came out. What exactly did you do there?
Darian, real quick, just kind of like gives a side glance to the other two as a little bit of a, hey, how honest are we being with this guy? We've already told him the alien theory, but are we gonna actually be fucking for real? Am I getting
Do
any
whatever
sort of
you want.
don't let him know type of signals?
You guys
I don't
can-
give you don't let him know type signals because I think, he already didn't believe Blair. I think he's kinda skeptical.
Alright. Blair, are you in any state to...
If you say shit, she's not gonna care. She's in her own world at this point. She's
Yeah,
off
I don't
the
think
rails.
he's even, like, acknowledging half of what's going on.
She's on a different planet.
With the aliens.
Alright.
Yeah.
Well, I am going to allow you to talk. I'll give my theories. But what was it you were going to say?
The reason Maddox got out was because we chose him.
He kind of leans forward, surprised by that, because whatever you had said was not what he expected. Chose him.
We were given the choice, and between Maddox and Martha, both told us to choose the other. Maddox made it out.
So, this Martha that you all have talked about, that I don't quite remember,
You don't remember her at all?
she was a student.
Yes.
That does gunk up things. My personal theory was a little bit different than that. And he kind of leans back a little bit. There was something on his mind. In the future, if this happens again, which he kind of gestures to you all, which it more likely will happen again, do you think that there will be a case where you might have to choose one person over the other, and this will just be the sacrifice of whatever you choose.
Well, it was different last time, so we don't know.
Oh, last time. There was a last time? Do tell.
Even with the mask, you can kind of see Darren go, ooh! And he just, like, kind of slouches even further.
You lock the fuck in? Alright, what do you mean, Blair?
Yeah. When
Yeah.
when you said the last time, Blair like looks, and you know that meme of like the face is entirely black by the shadow, and you can only see the eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that's the expression.
Blair, I don't know why you're reacting like this. You were there for it.
If she remembers. She hasn't
I
slept
know.
in-
I remember! Oh my gosh. Guys, I'm not that crazy.
The rest of your group seem to disagree, but go off, I guess.
Look, it wasn't quite the same. It wasn't as we ran away. We didn't have we couldn't do anything. I didn't want to go in the forest in the first place. I would like that on the record. I have never wanted to go in there.
That's fair. Understandable. I like the forest because you can kind of just stroll through it. It's pretty nice.
No, you can't.
I mean,
You
Wait,
can,
pause! You can just stroll through the forest?
Yes. Yeah. I have my nightly strolls. I'll go in there. That's how I ran
Nightly?
Yes.
Hold. Hey, wait. How do you not get like attacked by monsters or like see hallucinations or the Hat Man? I don't understand.
Yes, have you seen the Hat Man?
Pardon? The Hat Man?
It's not a hat, it's a veil.
Oh, are you talking about the one High Court Fae?
Have you met him?
Oh, I've seen him, yes. He's a fucking asshole. I hate him. I don't think he likes me either.
Of course.
What a High Court Fae?
Have you not met the High Court Fae? Well, he doesn't usually show up, but he's a high aristocrat Fae who is actually checking on the progress of most other Fae students and Faekin. He usually stays in the shadows, which
No.
I'm surprised and kind of points at you, Darium. Even as a Fae yourself, he usually doesn't reveal himself to others unless he wants to.
He has his reasons, I'm sure.
Oh yes, of course. Oh god, I've heard rumors. Is it true that, like, he peels people's skin back and sucks their blood?
Not that does he do that?
I don't know. I've heard. Maybe
I've never
also heard
seen
rumors
him do that.
He does it while people sleep as well. Have you noticed your skin feeling a little loose lately, Lord Darian?
My skin has been feeling a lot of ways. I would not describe myself as loose, sir.
But
He pulled his foreskin back.
Please, sir, I'm not a loose man.
You're not a loose man. Oh, so you're tight.
No.
Whoa!
I'm so sorry. That came from a dark place. Anyways, locking it again. He did not say that. But, Kane, who is rather mischievous at the moment, goes, yes, well, I've had my little strolls, and I've had my theories since seeing, several students come in and out to the forest. You three, rather, have experienced 2. And of those 2, one has come out. And that is interesting. And you said you've sacrificed someone?
We did not sacrifice it. It was just there wasn't an option to save both of them.
Somebody.
We sacrificed somebody. Was this person important to your brother in any way, shape, or form?
Yes, very, but he doesn't remember.
Oh, that's a shame. Well, my theory here is either the forest felt bad for you, but usually even then the forest doesn't allow itself to take pity on whatever methods it used on the people it tries to lure in. I've been playing with a theory, and I need you to all kind of he kind of smiles, his tiefling tail kind of wiggles a little bit. I need you to all to play with me on this one. You hear me out?
We're already here. We're already listening.
I think we've already hit rock bottom with our theories.
Well, that being said, I think that currently, more likely than not, if the forest has eyes on you, once it's been having its eyes on you. The fact that you all walk out alone is very interesting, but the fact that you can now bring people out of it, whether you know it or not, there is something there, and I think. My theory, it may not be any gestures to you, Blair, aliens, but I think it does have to do with an anchor of sorts. What your brother felt for this person, I guess, maybe had a hand. Maybe he unknowingly, you unknowingly helped to sacrifice something important to him so he could get out. Am I correct to assume this, or?
I can follow along with this, but we can walk in and out of the forest, and that's unusual, but you also can walk in and out of the forest.
I just do it to have a good time, honestly.
What do we have in common that means that we can all just walk in and out? Except we can't just walk in and out. Things happen every time.
I mean...
Well, to be fair, we aren't having a good time. Maybe we need to have a good time.
How?
I can do that. No
I can do that. Well, I mean, there's that. But it might just be your connection to the Force. Maybe you have a special connection. I don't think I have a special connection, but I don't really allow myself to be affected by the Force because I think that's pussy shit.
I'm sure you're built.
Whoa!
You know what? I like my theory
Yeah,
more. I think we need to have a good time. Do a stroll for us. Show us how you stroll right now.
Oh, absolutely! He stands up. You wanna go? No.
Yeah.
The little strut like a catwalk around our apartment.
Absolutely. But he kind of goes, well, I mean, if anything, we could see, if there was anything of the sort from the forest that, if we can decipher some parts of the forest, then maybe we can decipher why you all are different. Possibly, maybe.
Decipher.
Do we have to keep
She just
going
walks-
back in?
Oh, what was that, Blair?
Sorry, my lag. I did not mean to talk over. She heard the word decipher, screams, and then fastly pace in her room. And then comes back out, with a blank piece of paper for Kane.
Oh yeah. What did you say, Darian?
Does that mean we're going to have to go back in to do that?
As you say that, you literally just hear Blair go, urethra! And then get up, walk into her room, and come back with a blank sheet of paper.
It's okay. She does that a lot lately.
I can see that. Have something to share with the class here?
Yes, I have a note. I have a note that I've been trying to decipher and understand for a week now. Do you know how to decode this? And then she fucking hands a blank sheet of paper to Kane.
Yeah. Darian, Adalia, you see Phoebe give Kane a blank sheet of paper. And he takes it. He looks at it.
Darian, leans over to Adalia, and it's not even, a stage whisper or anything, it's just, a quiet... Do you think this is... Do you think we actually need to get, medical attention for this? Kane is a doctor.
Listen, maybe he knows another doctor. Maybe I don't trust that school nurse. I don't trust them to deal with this effectively.
I don't think there's any medical staff on campus we can really trust, but at least Kane is seeing it firsthand right now.
Right. He can maybe vouch for us.
He's a therapist, but I'm sure he can get us a referral.
Kane does in fact take the paper, and he goes, "Oh yes, this is a simple arcane lock. I could do that. Yeah."
Her mouth just, without saying anything, her mouth just drops.
Let's see. Interesting. Okay, it's good that you remembered that. Let me pull something up. So you guys watch as you guys are like discussing if Blair's like actually psychotic or not. He's like, "Yeah, I could do that. Fuck yeah." And you see him put his hand on the piece of paper, and you swear to fucking God you hear a lock click. And there's a pause as Kane stops, and he goes, "Huh, that's odd."
What? What's odd?
What's odd?
He pauses, and he... yeah, psyche locks. He pauses, and then he actually extends the paper to all three of you, like, gesturing you to all three take it.
Do we all put a hand on it? Let's all put a hand on it.
Yeah.
Darian, like, kind of, once everyone else is doing it, he goes, okay, and does it as well.
Yes, Darian, you have to put your hand on the left side. We don't have anyone on the left side yet.
Music stop! Why the music stop?
So, you all put your hand on this. And something happens.
Ooh.
So, you all put your hand on this, and immediately, you can tell that there is something distant, familiar, and wrong that hits all three of you. Whatever this paper was, Blair, it seems to be a lot more than what you think. As you all suddenly are in your dorm room, and then you're not. All three of you are in a classroom. You look at yourselves, and you find that you are as you are. Lucia, you are Lucia. Cam, you are Cam. And Blair, you are Blair.
Are we in this classroom together?
Yeah, is this the first time we're seeing each other like this?
No. I will say, here's the thing, you guys don't see each other.
Okay, we're all, like, in our separate classrooms.
Yep, all in your separate classrooms. In fact, most of you in the high school classrooms that you guys kind of recognize. You found yourself in a classroom, your high school homeroom to be specific. You're surrounded by people you knew as your fellow classmates, and right now, it's quiet. You hear the tick of the clock, the soft scratching of pencil on paper, and the cars outside that zoom past the classroom window. That recognizable classroom smell hits you. It's a mix of school cafeteria food, of bleach from the custodian, spilled milk, sweat, teenage BO, dirty laundry, and freshly sharpened pencils. You guys look up, seeing the whiteboard, a tint of black and blue smeared on from the expo marker that was scribbled and erased haphazardly. Around it, you see various educational and wellness posters, things about formulas, grammar, and the scientific method. There's an anti-bullying poster there that hangs, and you've seen like these hang in their ass setting, literally. But down, you look at yourself and you're sitting in a desk, cramped, small, and obviously never comfortable. The hard plastic is cold, but as you lean your arm against it, you wince and you feel your skin slightly cling to it when you try to move your arm. Was it because you're sweaty, or was it because the desk was like strangely sticky? The white light of the fluorescent lights illuminate the paper on your desk, and you know what you're looking at. It is all familiar to you, but it all feels like a distant memory despite how vivid everything is. In your mind, there is something foggy in your head. Blair, you feel the bones under your body, stiff yet fragile. Makes you feel rigid and tense. How much more can you take? You have endured so much, and you've always pushed yourself for more, to not just better yourself, but to better the ghost who watch you with disapproving dead stares. Cam, you feel this blood, your blood flowing through your veins. It's hot and wet, and it feels like poison, and you can't help but think, how much can you give away? If you were to pour yourself out any more like this, how much have you lost? And Lucia, you feel your soul, your identity. Something about it wavers, even more distant than the classroom before you. And you just think, how much of this is yourself? You look in the mirror, and you wonder, would you recognize the person you see before you? And then a bell rings, the clatter of people talking, collecting their things, and all three of you snap back into your new reality. And before you, on this paper, you expect something amazing and crazy and something that will hint at something greater. All three of you see a writing prompt. And you all know what you answered on that writing prompt. What would you guys like to do? You guys have a funny little writing prompt, and you guys see all three of your answers scribbled there. Well, Cam, you only see your answer. Maddie, Blair, you only see yours. And Lucia, you only see your answer. It's almost like a reminder. And Kane, who doesn't really know what's going on, looks at you and goes, I'm sorry, the paper's still blank. I thought it felt like there was something that connected you to it, but nothing showed up.
That's fine.
Look, it's a blank piece of paper that our crazy friend handed you. I don't know what you really expected.
Who knows? She could have accidentally charmed it or something with the arcane lock herself by accident.
Blair's face, her expression looks at both Darian and Adalia, and her face twists as sort of like an expression of like confusion and a little bit of, I guess, betrayal as she puts the note down and leaves the room.
The entire time, like, Darian has not taken his eyes off of it. Like, even, like, while he's trying to, like, pass out, like, yeah, you know. He has not looked away for a second.
I think Adalia is trying to save face right now and not let him know more about them, so she has been looking up, making eye contact, trying to be conversational.
Yeah. Kane looks at you all and goes, well, I may have struck a nerve there. I don't know what a blank piece of paper might have to do, but I just thought that maybe there were theories. My theory on the thought that maybe there was some kind of emotional anchor that Maddox could have had that helped you bring him back, but he kind of looks at Blair, who has already left the room. Maybe I'll come back with some of my theories.
That might be better.
he looks at all of you, or at least who you guys, the two of you that are left, and he goes, well, I don't really know what to say. I'll probably come back. I might have struck a nerve. I don't really know how I did that, but
We were already having a bit of a day before you came in. I don't think this has anything to do with you, honestly.
Nobody rested enough. It's been a long week.
right. Well, he kind of sits up. I plan to come back. It seems like you all have a lot of thinking to do. He stands up and he goes, so you didn't see anything on those papers?
No, I don't see anything.
Looks at you.
Darian just stays quiet on that one. Still, like, obviously, like, looking at it, but just doesn't even, like, try to vocally deny or confirm anything.
Well,
Nothing that matters.
if that's it, well, I'll see myself out. And he kind of looks at you, Darian, and he goes, I have seen your brother around, actually. He's doing as well as I think he can be. I think, well, give it some time, but I don't know, maybe you can reach out to him again, or maybe you might need some help with that, I don't know. And
He doesn't want me to.
Kane pauses for a moment and he just nods. I see. Well, he's just silent for a moment. Alright, well then. I was, technically, my entire intention was actually to put your friend, and he points at Blair's room, Phoebe's room, to put her asleep. I actually did have a sleeping spell, but it seems like she's evaded.
Oh, I should have clarified. She left the dorm,
Yeah,
not
no.
just the room.
Oh,
okay.
shit.
Yeah, alright, yeah. He pointed out the door. I meant to put her to sleep, but it looks like she evaded me.
We'll go get her. We'll find her. It's okay.
That's alright. I'll just come back sometime later. I think, regardless, it doesn't sound like the forest is done with you, and whatever that High Court Fae has to do with it, I don't think it's also not done with you. So I'll be back.
It's like he says, is he turning to leave at that moment?
Yes, he is.
Yeah, the moment he, like, turns around, Darian kind of, like, slips the Tamagotchi out of his pocket and doesn't even, like, hit the buttons, just kind of, like, rubs his thumb over it.
Yeah. Kuchipachi, weirdly enough, is sleeping. Tamagotchis have, like, the weird timer, and he's not doing anything, luckily. At least not yet. You know that, sometimes he does get hungry at night. But yeah. He leaves, and as he does so, specifically you, Adalia, he looks at you, as he also goes, oh, before I go, Lady Valio, is that correct?
That's correct. What?
Did you have that discussion with your fiancé yet?
I haven't had any discussion. I'm supposed to meet him today.
He's kind of paused for a moment, as if he wants to say something. Well, when you have the time, I'd possibly like to talk about that. It seems you probably already have a few theories on who you saw in that forest, and I have a few theories of my own. So, if you'd like to talk, he kind of like gestures and bows a little bit. You know where to find me. And he looks at you, Darian. He doesn't really know what to say to you. He doesn't know what you're looking at. And he sadly leaves. Was there anything else you guys would like to tell him before he goes?
Nope. I'm happy to just wave him off.
Yep. Anything?
The moment... No, the moment, like, he's gone, though, like, Darian, like, finally, like, looks at Adalia. She just ran, sleep-deprived, straight into the forest, didn't she?
Yeah, she just ran sleep deprived straight into the forest.
We can't do anything about that, can we?
We can do something about that. We can go get her.
I don't know if that's a good idea.
I don't know if we have a choice. I think maybe we have to do that.
She's going to get herself killed if she doesn't calm down.
Listen, I think she's maybe dealing with the rest of this a little bit worse than we are. Someone is closing doors in my house very loudly.
Fine, let me
You're
change.
probably right.
If I'm going into the forest, I'm wearing real pants.
Okay.
Oh, you guys are gonna go into
Wait.
If
We're
that
going to
fucking
look for Phoebe.
yeah, if that is where Phoebe went. Either way, it's past school hours. Darian's putting on pants.
I was gonna give this as an excuse for an out because I rolled first on social initiative, so I didn't know if like Fresh still wanted to give each individual character their time. So yeah, she will be fucking off. But yeah.
Here's the thing, because if you are going, do you think genuinely Blair would go into the forest? Because we can pivot that.
I think she would. It just depends on what you wanted to do, because I don't want to steer this game into like focusing solely on Blair's conflict. So
I mean,
I'm
this
happy
seems like
to
an
pick
all
that
three
up
character
after.
moment.
See,
I was happy to just make her pass out. Like, that's fine. What are you gonna say?
I will say there is some shit that Darian's got going on that he is going to dig his heels as hard as he can with the forest. Like, unless it is Phoebe is in there and we need to get her, he is going to dig his heels and not go in there as much as he goddamn can.
I will do whatever you guys think is fun.
Yeah, okay, so, like, personally, because I'm fine either way, personally, as players, what do you guys think would be most fun? Because here's the thing, I want to also tell y'all, this R&R session will probably be 2 sessions long, so I still do plan to, like, come back to Darian's part and Adalia's part. It's just that, I did have a forest planned section. I won't lie. My notes on that have not been finished.
Yeah, let's like pivot into stuff that you haven't written when you already wrote almost 20 pages for this.
I wasn't saying you didn't do.
Yeah, for y'all's specific thing. Which, to be fair, I should have known. This was, honestly, the interaction with Martha's letter and Kane was supposed to be kind of like the end segue leading y'all into the forest. I misjudged how fast you guys would do that, though.
Yeah, my only thing as a player is like I don't want to brush the cool high school sequence off. I don't want to be like, yeah, and then that happens and we just go about our day.
I mean, I think we could always come back to it, you know? There's a lot of
we
things
could always
that
come
we
back
always
to it.
come back to, you know?
Yeah,
I guess
can, like... Oh, sorry, you could.
No, I was gonna say, I guess, like, Phoebe is also kind of constantly running away these days, so, like, if something else comes up for us to immediately prioritize, then, yeah, like, I have a date with these, and if he just shows up, that's where I'm going, because, you know what, Phoebe does this all the time, she'll be fine.
Yeah, so, for context, let's just say that Phoebe stepped out, not into the forest, but stepped out.
She's gonna go pass out. Oh. She's gonna go pass out in front of the library so the archivist can pick her up and put a blanket on her, and that's where she's gonna pass out on the floor. Yeah.
Absolutely, she's gonna pass out at the library. The archivist is gonna find her, and she's gonna wake up, in the chair with his big coat over her shoulders. How about that?
And it's gonna take be cuddling like 10 minutes for him to get her off the ground. Not because he can't lift her, but just because it's the awkward, like, he goes to lift her and then says, oh, no, I should probably get someone. Should I just wake her? I don't know. Am I allowed to? Oh, God.
Yeah, that's him. That's literally just him. But yeah, okay. So as the afternoon passes off with quite the unusual turn, you specifically, Adalia, are like, huh, that's weird. I have a date to go to.
Yeah. Sorry, Phoebe. I got a date.
Yeah, fuck that guy. But, I will say, so here's one question I should have asked you before, but it's okay. So basically, you'd asked Decent to meet up, and this is basically like your little date. And while you both knew deep down what you were going to talk about, Decent had strangely agreed. You weren't sure if he was holding back any emotion, or if he was genuinely indifferent. But no matter what, he agreed, and that's what mattered. However,
Yeah.
would you like this conversation to be out in public or in private?
It is absolutely gonna be in private because we're doing forest.
Okay.
We're doing forest things.
Would you say that it would be in private in y'all's dorm or somewhere like the greenhouse or something? Greenhouse is still public a little bit, but
Yeah, it's still a little bit public. I think. God, do you want me to just roll a d2? Because either I could go either way.
Whether in your dorm or in the greenhouse?
Yeah.
Let's just
You
say,
know what? He's
you-
already seen the dorm. He can come in the dorm.
Yeah, I was about to say, I think the dorm's the best spot for you.
Yeah.
I will say
It's weird atmosphere here, but he's welcome.
Darian's probably gonna make himself scarce doing other shit.
Yeah, you probably have your own things that you got to do. We can segue that into saying that you left being frazzled. You left to do the studies of that blood magic that you'd been talking about. But that being said, Idalia, in the privacy of your dorm, after everything that's happened, there is silence. Well, for the most part, you know, with Cuddles gone, that spider that you were taking care of, you had thought that not a lot of commotion would be coming from your living room of your shared dorm, but in the back, you do hear people coming in and out. Yes, Cuddles is in fact gone. I'm so sorry. Not dead gone, but
Someone killed her.
yeah. But funny enough, in the background, I forgot to mention this to y'all because honestly, it passed my mind. But in the background, there is a soft, consistent cooing, and you guys remembered. Oh fuck! You took one of the pigeons from Martha's.
Yeah,
animal
we
magic.
named her Martha.
You called her Martha. So there's this insistent cooing of the pigeon you all have taken in. Appropriately named Martha, it was one of the many pigeons that was left behind after the real Martha's disappearance. And while most of the school staff and teachers have taken it upon themselves to rid themselves of these pests, you had taken one in. Lucilia, your maid, had helped secure a spacious bird cage for her and helps take care of the bird when you all can't. And basically, you wait appropriately for Thiessen to come in, and soon enough you hear a very sturdy knock, and you know that more likely than not this is Thiessen, and I'm assuming you let him in?
Yeah, I'll go let him in.
Yeah. You let him in, and just on a quick note, just for reference, can you give me a quick insight check to see how he's carrying himself? And I will give you
Absolutely.
advantage since you do have social navigation.
Absolutely. Roll that number. 15 plus 7.
Okay, 15 plus 7, that's pretty good. So that's what, 23 or 22?
22.
22, yeah. So that's really good. You can read him obviously pretty well. And I think this is not just with the social navigation, but because you've come to really know him, honestly, with all the time that you've spent training with him and him helping you out in the forest, you've kind of definitely gotten to know him more and more. So as he steps in, you can tell that the way he carries himself, it is honestly like a kid who got caught like doing something bad, but now is just willing to take his punishment in pride. Like, he knows what's coming is going to come, so he's just going to let it ride out. And as Thiessen walks in, he looks you over and he gives you a nod as he goes, so, Lady Adalia, where would you like me to sit? And he's a little awkward. He's usually not this awkward. He's usually very stern.
Yeah, no,
and very
he's
cold.
using honorifics. What are you doing, man?
Yeah, it seems he's a little tense.
I think I'll just kind of pat the spot next to me on the couch bed. At this point, he knows me.
Yeah, he knows you well enough. He hesitates though, but he does allow himself to do so as he pauses and he sits down. And he looks at you and he goes, so, before we start with anything, how about I hear what you think about with everything that has happened in the forest, and I can try to clear up what I can.
Alright. Well, I don't have answers for everything going on in the forest. I can't possibly know. But that one guy who went missing, God, what was it? Started with a K. I know his name.
His name is Kadrash.
Kadrash. Yep. I believe Diana mentioned him, and I couldn't remember who he was.
Yes. Well, yes, so he's Kadrash. He is, as the people will call it, the Fire of the East, I believe. He's your and he kind of pauses at that, as like he was ready to say something, but he caught himself. He's your real fiancé.
Finish. Okay.
I was obviously never actually your fiancé. But with everything that happened between us, we'd promised to marry each other, and when he went missing, we agreed that I could be a little ambitious, but it seems part of that has slipped your mind, and I don't blame you at all, but you two had a political marriage, and it seems that he still remembers you, even though you don't remember him.
That sounds about right, then. So, do you know what exactly happened to him?
I won't lie, I don't. Not because well, he kind of paused for a moment. I don't know because I knew that in some way, shape, or form, he was going down a dark path, and I could have stopped him, and I didn't. So I kept myself willingly ignorant, and he was gone, and again, I was willing to let myself be ambitious. But you have to understand, with everything that happened between us, what we did that day, with the fire, I feel like it's alright if I'm allowed to be a little ambitious.
Jason, I told you this before, I don't remember what happened that day.
He kind of like paused for a moment. He already knows that, but he just sighs and he goes, I don't think I could rehash those details out. I just... There's a lot that happened that day, and I just don't... Well... Look, everything that happened then, I will say, it was entirely my fault. You don't need to worry about any of it, so it's fine. And again, your fiancé, your real fiancé, pardon, sorry, I think he started to get a picture, and I think that's a secret that I'm willing to let die with myself. That's all.
All right. Well, if you can't tell me, you can't tell me. I suppose if you will explain my real fiance to me, I should also tell you I can kind of I opened the sketchbook to where it says scoundrel and the glyph.
Yeah. What was that? Did you ever activate that glyph, or is that something that
I did during that fight.
What was the glyph, if you may remind me, please?
I don't remember. I think it was like a non-specific glyph that if I think about it, or it just kind of like connects me to his powers, I believe.
I remember. Yes, I do. Yep. He is very surprised by that, actually. I remember what that one is, and he looks at you, and then he gets really serious. Do you want him back?
Thason, I hardly remember him. He just said to use this if I needed it.
And you want to use it?
I needed it in the forest. A lot, actually.
He kind of pauses for a moment, and he's definitely trying to think of how to go about this. As
Are you trying to tell me that we can get him back in the first place?
I don't think so. I've never done it before, but if he is truly someone you want back, I don't know. Maybe we could try. But I have to. Allow me to be selfish a little bit. I don't think you need him.
I don't know what to say about that one, but I agree with you that maybe it's not the right thing to do right now. Last time we got someone out of the forest, it required a sacrifice.
Yeah. And if that's the case, what if it's a sacrifice that neither of us are willing to make for someone like him? He wasn't a good person. He was feared by many. Hell, I mean, your roommate Darian had a few opinions on him way back when, before he had and he kind of moves his hands directionless before his personality changed.
Hey, I I don't think I'm a good person either.
He flinches at that.
Let's be real now.
No, because at the end of the day, you did everything you had to do, and it's fine.
Thiessen, you don't have to justify it.
There's no justifying it. I know you. It's fine. What you do is in your nature. It's all right. It's just that you're still good, and your fiance was not, and it's and he's just like not making sense anymore. You can
No, he super isn't.
You can tell there's something there.
There's something going on that he's not telling me.
Did you see anything in particular? Did the forest show you anything in particular?
I hold up the glyph again. I think it showed me him. I think it showed me him is what happened.
Kind of pauses. So how much do you really want to know about him. I'll give you something. I need to find the words, and if you don't remember everything, I don't know how much I am willing to share, but I do want to be honest with you and everything that has happened between us.
Share what you're willing to, then.
Well, when he was led into the forest, we both knew Idalia, and we chose not to do anything. And there was something that he saw, and I think if you go back into the forest, either your fiancé himself will show you, or the forest will. And I think it I don't know. If you go into the forest with something you do want to see, a question you want answered, I've found that it gives that to you. And Kadrash wanted an answer about you. So we told him that the forest could answer that question, and we didn't do anything when he answered that question.
Who's we? You and me? Is there anyone else?
No, just the two of us. I know that you kept Annette and Diana out of it. It was just the two of us because he was going to find out what we did that day, and we couldn't take it, but we found out that the forest could give answers, but for a price. And he paid that price, and we got to live our lives without him. That's it. That's all.
Can I know what exactly he wanted answered?
I mean, he was starting to look into you more, the real you. And he wanted to know if the real Idalia was still there, or if she was anywhere.
Wait, the real me? No, I'm gonna need an explanation on that one too, actually.
The you took, the you replaced. Idalia, you replaced someone. The identity that you have is fake. He wanted to know where his real fiancé went.
I don't think she says anything for a very long time. And then I think, God, I think she reaches a hand out and to his shoulder and says, "Hey, Thiessen. Hey, Thiessen.
Yes.
Hey, Thiessen, I'm gonna trust you with this. Because I think I need to, actually. What if it happened again?"
What do you mean?
You say I replaced someone. What if I replaced someone again? What if it happened another time?
He kind of thinks on that. He's confused, but weirdly enough, since this is not his first rodeo, he's not like in the dark confused. He really thinks on that for a moment as he goes, I mean, if you were replaced again, then our secret's safe. And he looks at you as like, he's kind of understanding what you're putting together. He looks at you and he goes, and that means I won't feel bad if I have to tell you to keep your mouth shut too.
Probably.
What I shared with you, with Idalia, the Idalia I knew, I have a secret that she needs to protect. And I'm going to protect her if that means I am going to protect her from you.
Well, your secret's safe with me.
And he also looks at you and then goes, does that mean my Idalia is gone?
I think it means you're Idalia. I don't know where she went.
first Kudrash's Adalia goes, and then mine goes, and he looks at you and he goes, "Is that your fault?"
I don't know. I went to sleep and then I came here. I didn't know what an Adalia was a couple months ago.
Kind of like slouches in the chair as he kind of just rubs his temples. I see. I think in the end, that's always what was going to happen. I don't know how that happens with the Adalia I knew. She replaced the original because that was her nature. Are you just another mimic trying to stealing another mimic's identity? I don't know.
Okay, listen, trying is a strong word.
He looks at you, and you can see there's something definitely in his eyes. When he saw you, he saw the Adalia he knew.
Yep.
But now he's seeing somebody different. Can I be honest?
Be as honest as you want.
I knew this would happen one day. And I think about what will happen when that happens. I knew that my time with my Adalia would end. What we did can stay a secret that I can die with, unless you want to ask your question. And the only one who will answer that question will be the forest, and it will want something from you. And part of me honestly wouldn't mind if you asked it and I never saw you again. Because
I'm in the same boat.
the face that you wear, it makes sense. You've changed a lot, but I will say this much. And he stands up as he looks at you. There is not hate in his eyes, but there wasn't that softness that you had come to know him as either. As he just looks at you and he goes, "I hope you can find who you are. Because if you're not Adalia, I do hope that you can stop making a mockery of what she had tried so hard to build up. I really do mean that. But I don't want to make an enemy out of you over it. Mostly because I have my own selfish reasons. So I just hope that continuing on, whatever you choose, if you want to find Kudrash, if you want to have your answers from the forest or from someone who might know them, I implore you to do so. But I will no longer be there to help you."
Be on your way then.
He nods, and he bows, actually. "I hope you have a good night, Lady Valio."
I think I'll wave him off.
Mm-hmm.
Like, little bye-bye.
Bye-bye, bye-bye, yeah.
Bye-bye.
He leaves. He is very polite about it. He's not hateful in any way, but he leaves, and he leaves you alone in the dorm. Is there anything else you would like to do before we move on?
I think I finally am like, thank fuck I can take this face off. She goes back to her neutral state where she is comfortable.
No face.
I think she's actually no, she hasn't been doing that. I think she didn't want to be like, I'm just gonna meme on him while he's talking to me. Because like as much as he wants her to stop wearing that face, she doesn't care that much about it either.
That's fair. Absolutely.
So she, I think, is finally like, Jesus fucking Christ, I can take can take that off now.
Yeah, that's fair. As you do so, you actually feel you took out your pen, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Your pen goes up and for the funny, this is just for the funny. It sketches the face that you're keeping currently.
There is not a face on there.
Exactly.
I give it a thumbs up. I give it a thumbs up.
It draws a little thumbs up back, and then it writes, "You okay?" question mark.
Oh, Pen, you're so nice to me. Look, he was nice. It's good. It was good to have an ally here. But listen, I don't think out of respect, I could not have taken that farther. I can't keep pretending he's my fiance and I like him. It's putting him in danger without him at least kind of knowing.
It seems to like wiggle in nodding understanding, but then it goes, "Do you want to know what he's holding back?" question mark.
I do want to know. I kind of want to have my own life here, but I suppose if knowing that will help me navigate, then yes. Is it going to be the forest? Is your answer going to be the forest? ...
And then it writes, "Well, now I don't want to say."
I knew it. I knew it was going to be. Look, I keep going in there and seeing things. I might as well. I might. What happened? What's the worst that happens? I wake up in another fuck ass world again. ... Don't dot at me. Don't dot at me. You know what? Who are you, actually? Who are you?
The pen goes, "Well, now you have a question you can actually ask the forest."
Fine. I'll keep it in mind.
It gives thumbs up, and then I don't know. It draws a funny little flower. I think that's a good send off.
That is a good send off. Thank you for the flower pen.
Yeah. Is there anything else you'd like to do?
No. I think I kind of wanted to talk to Astra at some point about the play, but I think I
Yes.
will just call it a night.
Yeah, I think it's late enough, so I do know that you wanted to meet up with Aster, to have about the information on her brother, but I think it is late enough that you can talk about that later.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. That's perfect. All right. In the same meantime, Edge, you ready to groovy? You ready to movie? Yeah.
Can I run and grab water real quick first? I was going to during Adalia's turn, but then things got interesting.
Go ahead. OBA. We'll talk a little bit. We'll hang out.
Intermission, yay!
Yay! We're making good time. I think this is a good time that you guys all
Yay!
and then we can have edges. And I think that also is kind of, I won't lie, we might recon and be like, that's also a good like excuse for Adalia just to go into the forest, where Phoebe would also go into the forest, and then have a reason for Darien to also go into the forest.
Oh, that's so true. It's like one after the other, where Darian's like, "Oh my gosh, you gotta be kidding me!"
We're back in the fucking building. So I think.
Does that mean I can't cuddle with the archivist?
I will say, I think here's my play. Hear me out. You still get it, but you wake up later on and feel really restless, and that gives Adalia time to have her quote-unquote conversation with Thiessen, and once that happened, you then wander into the forest. How's that?
I'm like hospital, and I don't even realize I'm walking straight into the woods.
Literally. You are not having a good time, Blair.
What's that one meme from that award show where the guy's running around through like the room of mirrors or some shit? Oh my gosh.
I don't know what you're talking about.
No, I'm gonna have to find it. No.
You start tweaking out.
I'm gonna start tweaking.
You're gonna start
out. If
tweaking
only
out.
Zombie was here. Zombie's
Zombie would know.
really good at it.
It's so funny because like I've only ever done like one thing on each of y'all's list so far, and I think I'm gonna have to make peace with that, and we'll just pick it up either tomorrow or some other in between the R&R session in like theater time.
You two will pick it up tomorrow.
Tomorrow? No way. I gotta pass the fuck out. But I think
You said pick it up tomorrow.
Are you gonna hold? Is that gonna be like law? Like it's law? Like I'm contractually obligated to have session tomorrow?
Yeah, if you don't have session tomorrow, we will sue.
You'll sue.
We will sue. Yeah.
Unionize.
But that being said, we have a good amount of stuff that we can also pick up after Darian's thing. That I'm like, man, who knew that having 18 pages of planning would have been a lot more than I expected.
Right?
Whoa, Craigie.
Whoa.
Big Quaggy. Whoa.
So next Thursday, I question mark, or when?
So yeah, I think I'll be able to do next Thursday. The biggest thing is, hold on. So next Thursday is the 21st, so I can do that. Then the next Thursday after is Thanksgiving. Obviously, I can't do that. And then the next Thursday after that is Yamacon. So obviously, I can't do that.
Word.
but-
So the one time my Tuesday game wants to reschedule to a single Thursday is next Thursday, but I degaff. I'll just tell them I can't make it.
Okay. All up to you.
It was
all
like-
up to you.
It was crazy timing because there have been a couple times where like, hey, can we reschedule this week's game to Thursday? I'm like, yeah, but like just letting you know, wouldn't keep that date because I want to keep it open for another game. And then the one fucking time they actually do a Thursday game, it's
we're
when
picking
this
up.
game is coming back. And so I'm like, damn. Of course, Julia needs that. She rescheduled it because Julia wants to go to a sapphic book club that day that we usually do it. And I'm like, fuck your gay lesbian book club. I have to play D&D.
Hey, I mean, like, again, it'll only be a 2-week hiatus after that, and then we'll pick up again.
Oh, no. I'm saying, like, I degaff. I'll tell them, oh, sorry. Oh, I can't make Thursday. Womp womp.
You chase your bliss.
Yeah.
I'd like to think that, we're at least having fun, and that's all I need.
Exactly.
Okay. Edge, you good?
I am indeed. I had to pee. I'm sorry.
You're good. We're not in
Also,
a rush. We're making good time.
I am hitting the point in the night where I am yawning. I promise I am not, like, falling asleep. If you
Yeah.
hear me yawn, I just have been waking up very early.
No worries. I feel the same way. But, to be fair, it's just your session, and then we'll probably, like, call it off from there.
Yeah.
But anyways, you, Darian, after that conversation with Kane, you decide, with everything that happened, and especially with what you had seen on the note, you just kind of pause, and you're like, I've gotta get fucking out of here.
I need some air.
Yeah, you need some air. You are aware that, so you did end up finding that one blood tome, I believe, correct?
Yeah, the archivist did lend me the one blood tome. I have been keeping it very safely in my room and keeping it in a drawer when I'm not actively reading it, keeping it out of the sunlight, all the shit that he told me.
Yeah. So I will say, did you want to kind of look into that again? I think I remember you wanting to do that, correct?
Yeah, I think, over the past, like, week, I think,
Yeah.
If he's not actually, like, actively working on a project for a class or anything, he's been reading that book, but I'm trying to decide whether or not he has been reading it in front of the others, or if he's just kind of been keeping it to himself, because, like, they know about Kuchipachi.
Right.
But do they know what he is? Because I know Professor Jingles put it in my head that's like, oh yeah, that sounds like blood magic. I don't know if the other two have caught on yet.
I don't think so. I want to say since you have not discussed it with them, more likely than not, no.
Okay, in that case, I'd probably try to keep the actual tome, like, reading in my own time.
Okay. I will say, if that is the case, do you plan, since we're kind of focusing on that, do you think that you as Darian would kind of like take the book and kind of read it in the library, or do you think you would do that on your, because like this is probably a good time with Phoebe being out, and then Idalia having to meet up with Decent. Do you think that like before you left you would have grabbed that tome real quick, or do you think you
Yeah, I think so. Okay. Just as a, if I don't know how long this date is gonna be, and like I just need time out, then he's either gonna grab the tome or he's gonna grab a sewing project.
Yeah.
He probably has both in a bag.
That's fair. No, that's fair. So I will say you had wandered off, and weirdly enough, you kind of make it to the archivist, because you and the archivist have actually been talking more often, more so because like he is very neutral when it comes to knowledge. So you found that the archivist does not find knowledge or the study of magic or history or any kind of like investigation in tomes and books inherently good or evil. There's some exceptions, but for the most part he finds knowledge extremely neutral, so he tries to help you when he can. When you make it to like the library though, the archivist had stepped out of his office and he had explained that Phoebe came in and then passed the fuck out on his doorstep. So
I love the idea that he's explaining this and he's like concerned and everything, and Darian just goes, "Thank God."
What?
She's finally asleep.
Has she not been sleeping?
No.
Okay.
Have you seen her?
I mean, he kind of scratches the back of his neck. His own eyes a little bit bloodshot. His hair also ruffled. His clothes also wrinkled and unironed and messy. And he goes, "I won't lie. I kind of do the same thing, so it's kind of hard for me to pick up on it with other people. I mean, you look," and he kind of pauses, and he goes, "Never mind.
I get that a lot.
I'm sorry."
At least you're nice about it.
Yeah, but
But she's sleeping now?
Yeah, she's out like a light.
Good.
I think she'll be okay. I don't know how long she'll be out for, but at least maybe an hour or so. I think it was just
I'm hoping the exhaustion drags her down a bit more.
Maybe. A little bit. But he sees the tome in your bag. I can help you translate a few more pages. I think I've got something down.
Are you sure?
Yeah, I don't mind. I don't know a lot about language in High Fae, but I've noticed that there is a dead language that humans used to use, and I've been able to translate that more and more. I think I can get one out for you to read real quick.
Oh shit, is it Latin?
Maybe. I don't know.
I'd like to take a look at it if I can.
Sure, yeah, just give me a moment. And he actually kind of like sits you down, and I won't lie. Actually, make me a general intelligence check on languages, as he tries to kind of like walk you through some of the translations that he has. He doesn't expect to like teach you an entirely new language, but a 9, it goes over your head. While it is not Latin,
Cam dropped out of high school. Let's be fucking real here.
Well, if it were Latin, it doesn't fucking matter. You have no fucking idea. So sadly, it's not that. He kind of understands. He knows that he can kind of like talk people like out the wazoo, and it gets really confusing. So he doesn't blame you. But in the end, he does manage to get an excerpt translated. It's pretty quick. It's only a few pages. And he explains the reason why he was like able to translate it so fast is because he's getting used to this language. So he started to pick up more on it. However, bits and parts, especially with this tome, have been so extremely damaged that it's hard to read sometimes. But you do get this.
Right. When has magic ever had morality? That is the question that many people have come to ask as we delve into our studies of this unknown and rather forbidden class of magic. Lost to time, this skill is something I had found rather odd. Many of the sources I've referenced have been tight-lipped about their practice, not because the skill set is taboo, but because of something else. It is intimate. I'd like to think that, like, the Archivist is watching Darian, like, read this and, like, mumble it to himself as he goes, and he just sees, like, his face pull into just this look, not even of, like, horror or shock or disappointment, just like a, okay.
Are you okay?
I'm fine.
You look really exasperated, and I can even tell through that mask. Actually, you emote really well through that mask regardless.
Thank you, I've been working on it. Something personal that a patron must share with their charge. In exchange, but is more than what I have studied with warlock sorcerers, would not call it love. I believe there's something deeply connected that brings both parties of this pact together. For one, there is usually only one patron and one recipient. As my studies have shown, there have been cases of more than one, and these are rare and far in between. Exchange of the self. That's why one struggles to have more than one patron, or vice versa. One would struggle to have more than one charge. There is an exchange of the self, the soul, the blood, and the life of every life before and after the pact. Thus, through my studies, I found this exchange can happen in the blood, in emotion, or in surrender. Charge can give up many things beside one's own life essence. However, the results vary between patron and recipient. Charge can give their blood and anger, and love and fear. They all have different results. Same can be said with a charge giving away parts of their soul with different intentions and feelings. None of my references, patron or charge, have been open to sharing how to do that or what the results bring. Regardless, I feel as though I must watch myself and my research. I am excited and desperate to know the answer, but I must not be impetuous lest I find the answer in death. I know death will hold all my answers, but he whispers and coos. Shall I step in the wrong direction, or pry into something I shan't? Then I know I shall soon follow his charge, and I, myself, will die with this craft.
So
all blood magic requires, not unlike a warlock, a patron and a charge.
Yes, yeah. Mm-hmm.
But unlike a warlock, instead of it being like a godly patron, it is a mutual exchange between a charge and a more powerful patron.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if life is given, it is every life the soul has ever lived.
Yes. And also, these exchanges or these powers that you can use can vary depending on what emotions you feel.
Okay.
So, a charge that gives their blood in anger, in love, or in fear, they have different results.
Okay. Oh, I am gonna have fun with that one.
Yeah, yeah. So, that is what basically, if anything's like confusing in that, because I know that I'm using weird like journalist lingo, but if anything's confusing in that, feel free to ask me. I think you guys should still have like access to this. If anything, I can also copy and paste because I have all of
Yeah,
this
it's in the journal section.
Okay, perfect.
Along with all the NPCs that you've shown us so far.
Yes, perfect. Okay, yeah. But if anything is confusing, that is so far what you know about blood magic so far.
Okay.
The Archivist is reading that with you, to be fair. He doesn't understand it completely, but he finds knowledge in every form fascinating. Because he's a little fucking actually nerd. Yeah. You got his help, though. You had to get his help.
Thank you. I appreciate this.
Of course. It sounds like this form of magic is dangerous. Something that can last every lifetime is something
Every lifetime.
Every lifetime, yes.
Do you think Do you think it needs to be consensual?
I mean, honestly, I don't know. But in terms of many pacts with warlocks, while sometimes it can be born of desperation, many times it is a consensual exchange. So I'm assuming that if you were the charge, if you were the recipient of this deal, you had offered something to this person, and I don't know, maybe this patron found something useful in you, or maybe it just, and he kind of shrugs, wants something out of you. I don't know if it's an exchange, but it's a very personal exchange from what it sounds like.
An exchange that personal, it has to be conscious. It has to be... Something must have to be done, because that's the difference between giving and just taking.
I mean, sometimes patrons can just take. I mean, that's just a theory that it is consensual. That could change.
Do you... The book you have on that... the dead language... You've just been learning it by studying?
Yes. I actually learned a lot of languages through that. It's a trial and error. You kind of compare and contrast what you know, and then I slowly learn it. I can't say that I'm a master, but I've picked up on bits and parts here, and he kind of gestures to the excerpt. This one is written in more of a common tongue. It looks to be more of a journal entry, but there seem to be a lot like that. I can't say I'm exactly a master at it. Maybe a few of these words that I've translated here could be wrong, but for the most part, I think I'm confident enough in my skills.
Can I ask of you to do more? Not now. I've taken plenty of time, but...
I don't mind. Lady Starfall, or rather Lady Phoebe, have asked me to help her with her journal, so I don't see why not. I'm usually pretty open to that.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. I find the pursuit of knowledge interesting, and, well, there's a lot of tomes of unknown languages like this, and you go through so many, but sometimes seeing somebody else who is interested in it makes me more curious about it.
This is something that interests me.
Quite the
Languages
change.
aren't my forte.
Yes, quite the change from an illusionary script.
No, that didn't work out, did it? Might as well change as much as I can if I have to change.
He kind of looks at you a little bit. It's clear he wants to say something, though.
It's far from clowning as well, so,
Yes. Are you concerned about this type of magic?
I don't think Darian has a good enough poker face to just say no.
Yeah.
Like,
The
I think,
Archivist is a smart man.
yeah, like, the argument, he might be, like, socially awkward, but it's obvious, like, with him, like, getting caught off guard earlier
He's
by, like,
very
the
book
text
smart.
itself.
Yeah.
And also the fact that this fucking clown is out of nowhere after failing one exam really interested in this, like, less than savory dark art.
Yeah. You're definitely getting to something that's a little bit kooky crazy. He looks at you as he just goes, right. Well, I've had a lot of... Actually, no, I take that back. I actually haven't had a lot of other classmates that were interested in a lot of forbidden arts. We had a few that were into necromancy and warlock deals and whatnot, but you specifically... I mean, if I may be so bold, do you think you know who your patron might be?
You can tell, like, Darian kind of, like, got caught off guard just, again, by getting clocked again. He just kind of, like, fumbles for a second and fidgets with the translated excerpt.
Mm-hmm.
I think so. But I don't know what I gave.
You think you could possibly talk to him about it?
Like, Darian pulls another face. It's like, you just told like a little kid to eat broccoli. Like, he is unhappy, but also knows that, yeah, that's a good idea, sure. He's not gonna be happy about it. It didn't go. It wasn't an ideal situation last time.
Well, maybe it's a better situation if you go out to find it first?
I have something else I think I can try, but then I think, yeah, maybe if I start it, then I'll have the upper hand.
You
He
gotta
won't be coming.
looks at you and shrugs. I mean, that's only my suggestion. I know with all kinds of weird patrons and eldritch abominations and whatnot, easier said than done. Especially when so many of those creatures hide themselves in forms because it's rumored that their real forms will melt your eyes or something. So he kind of
What?
like hard shrugs.
No, what?
He stands up as you kind of fumble around. I can hear Phoebe waking up. I'll be right
You
back.
just said my eyeballs might melt. Wait, I think we
And
can
he
circle
kind
back
of
to-
walks away. As he walks away, though, he closes the door in his office, and you hear beep 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 beep.
He pulls the Tamagotchi out of his pocket and like looks over it.
You can see Kuchipachi in his usual pixelated self, jumping, which with like an exclamation point, which usually means like, oh, I want something, I want something, I want something.
You know something, don't you?
Beep 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 beep.
Okay, let's go. Darian like kind of packs up his like the tome and like shoves it back in his bag along with the translated excerpt and like starts to leave the library like as he talks to Kuchipachi.
As you try to leave the library, you see an icky, wet, sticky fucking gross hand stick out of the screen and trying to pull itself out as it goes. "Ah!"
No. No.
It is
Maybe-
almost as if it is in pain as Kuchipachi pulls himself out. You can hear the wet slap of flesh hit the floor, the crack of bones as they pop into place. You can see the saliva wet, drooling down, burning the carpet underneath the library floor.
God, no, this is an older section too. Hey, no.
He's like,
Darian
no, go ahead.
Darian, like, immediately, you know, like, how when a mom is trying to, like, wrangle a fussy toddler, and you can kind of see that moment of hurrying, like, hey, my kid is about to throw up, and I need to get him to a trash can type of thing.
Yeah, it is like, I need you to know, it's like picking up a Jello, like a giant fucking water balloon, you know?
Struggling to try and drag this thing out of the library before it can touch anything.
Yeah, so Kuchipachi, pulls himself out of the Tamagotchi. As you try to wrangle it up, he does not seem, he doesn't seem like he wants to go outside. He's very happy inside, thank you very much, as he struggles like a fucking cat, and lands himself on the floor. Are you just gonna, like, give up, or are you, like, determined to bring him outside?
I think Darian is terrified of accidentally melting these books. Because, like, he's really gotten closer with the archivist, and he's really helping him out with this. It's a bitch move to acid dissolve good books.
Could you possibly, like, try to tell him not to?
I could. Yeah, I think like as he's like trying to drag, it's like no, we can't touch anything. We can't touch anything. No. These aren't ours. These are not ours, and people will get very upset with us. And those are our friends. These are our friends' books. We don't want to go in with them. No? Hey, why don't we go outside and then you can we can
He doesn't want to
or
go outside.
something.
He does not
Okay.
want to go outside. He likes it in here.
If we stay in here, you can't touch anything, and you can't drool on anything.
He's silent at that, but you can see him slowly try to suck in that viscous drool.
Okay. Darian's like kind of like looking around for something and then eventually like digging through his bag. I think he finds like a scrap of cloth or something that fell in there during like sewing class.
Yeah.
Wipe up his mouth. Most of it, like half the cloth like dissolves in the
Yeah.
process, but it at least kind of cleans up his mouth a bit.
Are you gonna try to avoid his saliva, weirdly enough?
I don't think so.
Yeah, okay. I was
I
gonna
think
ask you
it-
to make a sleight of hand, but if you're not...
Yeah, no, I think it doesn't even occur to him in like the haste of, oh god, don't burn this book. I think Darian is used to the harm that accompanies Kuchipachi's like appearance enough
That's fair.
that it just for a second, like he already expects his hand to hurt.
You find that, you take the cloth and you wipe up his mouth like a fucking messy toddler, who just flew up. And as you do so, the cloth does dissolve, and then, fuck! You got your sleeve wet. Shit, it's all over your hand. But your hand's not burning.
Is my sleeve burning?
Yeah, a little bit.
Oh. Oh, you don't hurt me. That does make sense, I suppose, with me summoning you. We do have that connection. You just... Okay.
He tries to put a book in his mouth.
No. Hey, what did I say? If we're going to stay in here, you can't touch anything and you can't drool on anything. Eating things is both touching and drooling.
His chubby little green hands, his misshapen, horrible green hands try to reach up for the book.
No.
Grabby hands.
Like, Darian grabs a book and, like, holds it up.
You hold it up to this fucking weird-ass toddler?
No, I hold it up so he can't reach it. He's small.
You see that? And then he starts waddling towards the bookshelves.
No. He, like, kind of grabs and tries to, like, can't even, like, pick him up. It's like picking up a giant fucking water
super.
balloon. So just kind of, like, drags him back a bit. You know, like, when you, like, grab a cat by the hind legs and, like, pull
Yeah.
it back on, like, a hardwood floor and they just kind of slide.
Yeah, that's literally him. Mhm.
It's just kind of like that and, like, turns him back to face, like, no. Hey. Can you... We talk every so often. I need to ask you some questions. Hey, no. I think you'll like this one. What do you know about Papa? Have you met him?
He's like trying to he's constantly still trying to fight you as he's reaching out for the bookshelves, but he does nod. He understands your words.
Okay, you've met him, so did you meet him while you were still in there, or were you out, this? And, like, he, like, holds up, like, the empty shell of the Tamagotchi. Like, yeah, did he put you in here? Or did he find you in here?
He's like really thinking hard on it. So you know how when rats get excited, their eyes bulge?
Oh god.
Yeah, he sounds like no, literally he is making the sound that he is about to shit his pants. His eyes are bulging out so much, you would not be surprised if he shat his fucking pants.
If this thing could shit.
If this thing could shit. Yeah. Well, actually, technically, by canon, he can. Tamagotchis canonically shit.
Oh god, yeah, no, I forgot. Tamagotchis do
Bro's
canonically
gonna have
shit.
the nastiest fucking doo-doos. Anyways,
There's bones in that shit. It's like owl pellets.
but anyways, so what was the question? It was, if...
Did Papa find him in the Tamagotchi, or did he put him in the Tamagotchi? So essentially, like, did Orthros curse the Tamagotchi to become a real thing, or did Orthros take a creature and put it in to become, like, Kuchipachi?
That's a good question, and I don't know if genuinely Kuchipachi has the intelligence to communicate that.
That's completely fair. I think that would kind of dawn on Darien as he watches this thing nearly shit itself. Being asked a question.
I'm trying, because, like, I don't want to, like, leave you in the dark with that.
I can, like, try a different question, and we can circle back if you'd like.
Okay.
I think realizing that this is perhaps beyond the intelligence of something that really wants to eat squirrels and people. He, like, kind of backtracks. Okay. Let's start somewhere else. Do you like Papa?
Yeah. Papa.
You love Papa? Okay. Is he nice to you?
He nods.
Okay. How do you see him often?
He nods. And he's like trying to still reach the bookshelves.
No books, no books. No, we've talked about what do you... Is there a specific book he's reaching for, or just all of them?
I need you to make me a perception check.
Alright, there it is. Is that intelligence or wisdom?
That's wisdom.
Alright, cool. That gives me one more.
Mm-hmm.
Please let me roll higher this time. Fuck!
What'd you get?
I got a 13.
Oh, a 13? The library's really dark. You just think he's reaching for the general shelves.
Papa where?
Then take a book!
I'm so worried about that. How messy are his hands? Sorry, the cat just tried to jump onto my bed and she massively failed and fell.
No worries, I understand. What was that question again? Sorry?
How messy are his hands right now if he touches a book?
He's got saliva on it, I won't lie. He's one of those fucking kids, which he can do it, where he puts both of his stubby little grippers into his mouth as far as
I was about to say, he is definitely putting his fists, like, halfway down his throat all the time.
Yeah, but, like, you could probably take another cloth and wipe it off, because he has been, like, drooling less. It's just the fact that, again, he's one of those toddlers that fucking drools all over his fucking hands when he puts it in his mouth.
I can't wait for someday he's gonna crawl out of that Tamagotchi just to give me one soggy Cheeto that he's been holding in his balled up fist for an hour.
He's very proud of that soggy Cheeto, and he can tell you're having a hard time, and he wants to give you this.
He's very supportive.
He's very supportive. He's a good son.
He's a good son. I could be a good mother. God. I think eventually Darien, like, out of, like, frustration is, like, going to realize, like, there's no way to fully hold this kid back, but at least, like, try and, like, wipe his hands off so that the damage is minimal and he can do, like, some damage control.
Okay, sure. Yeah. So you're gonna let him waddle a little bit?
Yeah, I'll let him go a little bit. I'm still kind of trying to ask him questions, but I can tell he really does not give as much of a shit about my questions as he does.
He's very toddler core. I'm sorry.
He's a toddler. That is kind of part of the,
Yeah. Yeah, so he's like wandering into the shadows of the bookshelves, and it's actually kind of hard to see him.
I think Darian kind of like tries to catch up a little bit to keep an eye on him.
Mm-hmm. Were you still going to ask him questions?
I'm trying to think of like what other questions that he can like answer, because there's not too many with his level of intelligence. Love and peace.
Super not. No,
He's not-
no. I think this thing has like a negative
He's all
5.
spit and dumb.
Yeah.
He's like Jello. There's not much brain going up in there. It's all mouth. Like, you were Tamagotchi and now you're Thing, but you know Papa, he's the man in the woods. That's Papa. And he... Do you know if he's part of the woods? Is he... You don't even know about the woods. You barely know what the woods are.
Is that your question?
Yeah, I feel like Darian's just kind of like mumbling and muttering to himself. And every question he has, he then immediately realizes that his son is not smart enough to answer.
Yeah, he's a little stupid like that, I won't lie. But, let me think, cause...
Realistically, is there anything he could even answer about Othros?
I don't really know. Genuinely, I don't know, because as much as I'm like, yeah, ask him anything, he's stupid.
Yeah, I don't think he can. I will not hold it against you if you are straight up like, this creature cannot understand anything past, that's my dad.
You are my dad. You're my dad.
You're my dad.
Boogie, woogie, woogie. Alright. Well, then, give me another perception check as you follow him into the bookshelves to see if he can.
That's a 19.
Awesome, perfect. Then you can run into him. So, anyways, there is something in the back of your mind that rings as you step into, the... Hold on, just a moment. No. Yeah, sure, close enough. So there's something, as you walk into the shadows of the library, you see that Kuchipachi, like, waddles forth, so excited, his arms spread wide. You are thinking, yeah, he's a toddler, he's wanted to get his hands on a fucking book, so maybe that's just it.
Oh god, he wants uppies.
Huh?
Oh god, he wants uppies.
He wants uppies! He wants uppies! As you do so, you walk into the dark of the library where the candle's light doesn't reach. And as you do so... Yeah!
Oh, she wandered back to you.
Yeah, she does. She goes between us. But
Yeah.
as you do so, you do see there was a reason why he wanted to go there so badly. There is something in the back of your mind that feels soundly relevant. When the archivist asked if you wanted to talk to him, and you had reluctantly agreed, yes. And then the archivist had said, well, you're probably going to need to find him. And you thought, yeah, I will. And
I
in
was
the
just
back
planning
of
on
your
throwing rocks at the forest.
This is what you do for throwing rocks in the forest. There's something in the back of your mind that you knew if you asked for him, he will arrive. And as you walk into the darkness of the forest, Darian, you see him. And he is holding Kuchipachi, bouncing him in his arms like a little fucking baby boy.
I walked into the woods in the back of a room, and now we're in shared custody?
That's exactly it, baby boy!
Supervised visitation!
Let's go, baby boy! Parent activities.
Co-parenting.
As you go, you see the High Court Fae that you have begrudgingly began to know as Orthros. He has been standing in on so many of your classes, you've seen him literally watch over you while you sleep. And in the times that you had been attacked by Maddock, he had been the one that saved you. And even though his face is veiled and covered, he sees you and... ah, shit. He fucking sees you. And you fucking know that he's here because you called for him.
Fresh.
Yeah, what up?
I'm gonna DM you something real quick.
Yeah, sure. I got my third screen up, what you want.
Yeah, so that it's not on the screen.
Yeah. Yeah, what up, baby girl? Alright, let me look. Like, right now?
No.
Maybe. Maybe.
Oh my fucking god. Oh my god. Okay, but Darian doesn't know that. Oh, I am going to yell at you.
It's almost as if I know exactly what all three of you like, and I cater specifically to that or
I
something.
know. Okay. Whatever. Okay, so Darian, like, as he sees, like, Othros and Kuchipachi, do not rub against my mic, please. I already have another little critter to deal with right now.
Kuchipachi would be crazy right now.
As he sees Orthros, he just, like, stops following,
Mm-hmm.
and he just, like... I feel like he had kind of been hunched over, trying to be, like, ready to pick up the Tamagotchi, and then the moment he sees Orthros, he just kind of, like, straightens up, like it's going to do anything against how tall this motherfucker is.
Oh yeah, no, this man is clearly past 7 feet tall. But he's wiry as fuck.
Yeah, this is fucking Slender Man.
Yeah.
Gay cousin, I like Mender Man.
I like Mender Man.
You
called.
I mean, I guess. Technically. You did something to me.
You've offered something to me.
I didn't offer you anything.
You offered something to me.
I don't understand everything I've been reading. That you did that. And Darian kind of like points at Kuchipachi. You did that.
He pauses, but he thinks on it. You see as he tilts his head, and the only way you can tell he tilts his head is because the veil moves with him, and no matter how hard you try, you can't even see the silhouette behind this veil. And as he rears his head back, you can almost hear the bone snap as his neck straightens and pops back into place, and part of you goes, oh, that's where Kuchipachi got it from. He
got his father's bones.
got his father's bones. He leers over at you and he goes, I gave life to something that was already there.
Well, yeah, it was already there. It was a toy I kept in my pocket.
It was emotion. It was want. A want for something more. Lost potential. Maybe?
My Tamagotchi isn't lost potential. It's just a...
But something inside you is lost in a life that was never meant for you, lost in a void you can't find.
Would that help me?
Can you repeat that?
Why would that help me?
thinks, and then also then just goes, "It can help if you wanted to, but I never do things just to help. I do things as an exchange."
I didn't ask for this. I didn't give you anything, and now you've given me...
You did. You've asked for it. I've heard. Maybe not out loud, but I've heard.
You know about Cam.
I know about you.
You know about all of this. How? The blood magic. Darian, like, scrambles in his bag and, like, pulls out, like, the translated excerpt and, like, kind of, like, reads over it again to, like, try and, like, make his argument. It says that life, every exchange of every life before and after, so whatever pact you think happened gave you Darian and Cam and everything else.
Life before, after, and in between.
Is that what life is? Do we just, every time we die, we just keep waking up new places?
He pauses for a moment, and then something prickles at the back of your neck. It feels itchy and hot and cold at the same time, and it unnerves you. And in the back of your head, you don't know why you know this, but you do. And he's smiling. That's the feeling you get. You know he's smiling. And he then goes, "You have questions? It has answers."
What has answers? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. No.
He offers his hand to you. Slowly outstretched, and with the crack of bone, you see long fingers stretch out to you. It is an offer.
Last time we spoke in there, you did things to my head.
Did I? Or the forest? Or was it both? Or was it neither?
You didn't help, that's for sure.
I thought it was funny.
That's... You think this is really fucking funny, don't you? How do I undo this? How do I unoffer whatever I offered?
He doesn't respond to that. His hand
It's
still
going to
extended to you.
Forest.
What was that?
He's just going to tell me the forest again, okay.
Will
See,
you
this is
take
why
his
we got it
hand,
before.
or do you want to reject it? I am fine either way.
Well, he's holding my son.
Yeah, he is in fact holding your son. This buddy is so happy.
I think, genuinely, as much as Darian is like, oh god, the forest, the forest, the forest. This bad boy can hold so much unhealthy attachment and codependency on a Tamagotchi.
Yay!
I think, like, as Darian, like, reaches for his hand, it's obviously, like, shaking and reluctant. And, like, he isn't sure whether to look at the hand or where Orthros' face should be, or Kuchipachi, or what. But slowly reaches his hand into Orthros's.
Alright. You take it. And
We are already in the forest, dang.
oh yeah, absolutely. You take it, and the archivist comes out of the office and goes, "Sorry, Phoebe just woke up and he sees no one there. But you know, you've already been gone for the longest time. And Phoebe, you wake up still as miserable as ever, knowing that you can't just sit here. Idalia, with this new revelation and this conversation that you had with Deason, you feel as if there are answers that can only be acquired through this forest. And for you, Cam, you're finding out there are a lot of offers that you had made, and whether or not there are answers in the forest as well, Othros will not say, but it is far too late for you now. And as all three of you individually head towards the forest, that is where we're going to end our session for today. Yay!
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 Woo, woo,
Oh,
woo.
I
Forest!
miss this game.
Woo, 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 woo. So,
God.
we got a lot to pick up on. I got to do my silly little reveals. We had some silly little conversations for a nice rest and relaxation session.
Yeah, silly, fun
I
conversations.
love that we're like, yeah, here's a silly little thing. Here's like a silly little R&R session. What do you guys want to do individually? And y'all always pick the shit that will hurt y'all the most.
Yeah, that's D&D. That's how you play
fun.
D&D.
I'm like, yeah, you want to like... To be fair, you guys did choose this, but it just kind of came naturally that the worst options come out. But it's like, oh yeah, do you want to hang out with anybody? Oh, I had a session. I had plans for you if you went to Professor Jingles about anything.
Shit, I really need to start asking him for life advice more.
It's okay, don't worry, it's
I mean,
alright.
he's probably just gonna say more about his wife. I don't know how helpful he's gonna be.
I mean, he knows a good bit about parenthood. About
He does. He could
exchanges
probably
Good point.
and compromises and gentle parenting.
Next-
His daughter's in the not the fucking forest. I don't know why I said that. His daughter's in the circus, by the way. Don't you know? He's so proud of his daughter.
He's
She works
so
in the
proud.
Oh
forest.
boy.
She actually used to also do a lot of acting, but she's actually really good at the circus, and she performs a lot, and he's really proud of her.
God, I can just imagine there's like a class that he can tell like Darian's like tired and really not putting his soul into it. They sit down after, he's like, "Oh no, boy, what troubles you?" And Darian just goes, "My marriage is falling apart, Jingles."
Please help me, Jingles. I'm a single parent.
He'll offer you genuine advice.
No, that's the worst part. If I sit there and I just go, "I don't know, look, you know, like it's supposed to be a partnership, and when there's like a kid involved, it's supposed to be equal effort. I just feel like I'm doing everything, and whenever I ask him for help, it's never what I want, it's never what I ask for. It makes everything worse."
How much have you communicated with him, my boy?
He's not good at communicating.
Then you need to find the way to communicate with him.
It's not. He refuses.
There is always a way, my boy, and if he cares for you, he will care to find that way. Anyways, I need all of y'all to fucking thank Tilly for the amazing fucking art of our
Thank
Thank you, Tilly. Thank you, Tilly.
Hey, Veggie, how do you feel about seeing Rain again?
Fuck you, evil to me,
What do you mean?
evil to me.
Oh, so you're glad that Hemo's back, right?
Yeah, he's great, and I love him. I love seeing him all the time, and
You
he
love
should
Hemo?
be here.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I love him. I love him very much.
Why, so we can push fucking Rain off another building?
Yeah, I was about to say, hey gang, let's watch out for statues around here.
Nah, she'll be okay. She'll be alright. But
No fire god to possess her here.
I stay silent. No, but I like Rain as a character, and I like Tima as a character. I literally just wanted to bring them back because I thought they were one of my more fun NPCs that, like,
Oh yeah,
might
no,
as well utilize
like
them.
yeah, they're so
Oh,
compelling.
those
They're
are like
so compelling.
I thought you were reusing names, not whole ass NPCs. That's
No,
cool.
Whole ass NPCs.
yeah. They are the same damn person. I'm so sorry. Yeah, so Veggie already knows what Hemo's like.
Yeah. I stare into the camera like it's The Office again.
Yeah. And also, now you guys kind of know a little bit about the classes system that the university has. You have no idea how long I've had that in my pocket, and none of y'all just ever asked about it.
God bless.
I love my classes university system! Ah!
What if we... I was gonna make a joke. They're already evil. They're already classist. What do you want from me? What do you want from me?
The bar is low. It's okay. Mini Binny is extremely classist, so you'll probably find out enough.
Yeah.
I think you could already tell.
I think no. We all heard her. We all heard it.
She would, in fact, call everybody a slur. Weirdly enough,
Yeah.
she would respect you, Darian. Because at the end of the day, she does not know that you've been disowned.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so there's that. So
I take
she'll
look,
be your friend. At
we
all
take
costs.
what we get. We take those. Nothing else is working. We take those.
Take the mini Binny W's. I love mini Binny, by the way.
I can tell she's gonna be awful. I can't wait.
I know.
I can't wait.
I'm so excited. Rah! But yeah. That's all.
I need to lay down.
You need to lay down. I need to lay down too. I'm gonna get up at 5 again. So.
And tomorrow I will grab you and have a post-session scream about this.
Yay!
Oh, girly.
I'm so excited.
Oh, girly.
So here's the thing, I'll be honest. So I want to do session next week. We'll see what my planning schedule looks like.
Yeah.
Because obviously this is the forest, a good bit goes into it. So I won't lie, the forest stuff is not that bad. I just have to look into y'all's characters and see what I want to fucking pull out. Because all y'all gave me some new material to work with.
Yeah.
So there
Yay.
is that. Yeah, yay. But that being said, we have quite a bit that I can start touching up on, and I will say, out of character, I know that I'm a little like crazy with explaining it, but now the forest is willing to answer some of y'all's questions. Will it be obscure? Yes. Will there be a price? Yes, but you will get answers. So,
Yeah.
later
I also
Okay,
think like
guys.
this isn't. I do think Idalia is probably gonna do some math on the way there. She might decide not to ask the question, but
That's
like,
fine.
don't worry about it.
I'll go into y'all's DMs about it, but what would you say, Maddie?
Oh, I said I'll pay the price.
Absolutely.
God.
But yeah, I am going to now hop off, and I'll start uploading this bad boy to the YouTube. I'm gonna get some water, and then I'm gonna get ready for work. Good night, everyone.
All right. Bye.